and you'll be able to hear yourself crispy.
Here we go.
I've never been on this before, so this actually sounds pretty dope.
Have you ever been on a podcast before?
Nah, I got interviewed a few times to come on some podcasts, but I was like, I just don't have the time. But I was like, fuck it, I have to come on this one.
Oh, I appreciate it,
Absolutely,
man. I
man.
appreciate it. How you liking island life now?
Island life is really, really good. I can't lie right now. I've been dying to move out to the island.
Get up on that.
on the
Get up on that
Oh,
mic, baby.
Yeah. My bad. I gotta be all up on it. Like
We have to remind everybody you're good.
I was going to say, by episode 50, I think we know now.
Yeah, everybody. So we're used to it.
But nah, at Long Island, I've been trying to move out for a long, long time. I wanted to come out here and then and have a house. So, you know, I'm done with the city life. I guess when you get to that older level, you're just like, I just need to sit back and have some quiet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. You start thinking about, wanting a yard. You want to do
Yeah.
grown dad stuff types things. You know, like
You remember young Kenji running around?
yeah.
Pretty much. That's what my wife didn't want me to get another dog, but she doesn't know I'm going to get another one.
So what dogs do you have now? Because you told me downstairs you have.
They're little girl dogs. That's why I want a man dog. I want a big dog. You know.
Hey,
what I mean?
listen,
So,
they're gonna breed his mom again. If you
Yeah.
want a Japanese Akita, I'll throw your name in. That's it, man. I got the in.
I'm with it. I told my wife, I was like, we need a big dog because when we met each other, she had a teacup poodle, and I actually saved a little Yorkie. I found it like in a box with a bunch of other dogs. I felt bad. I was like, who the hell has a heart like this? So I had all the dogs, and it so happened that this one dog just kept jumping out of the box, and just wanted to come like sit on my lap.
You found it in Queens?
Nah, this was in it was Queens. It was like Ridgewood / Brooklyn. It was like on the borderline, but yeah, it was probably more in Queens. So one of my friends hit me up, was like, listen, you gotta help me. I'm like, all right, cool. So then when I got the dogs, this one dog just kept coming to me. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm gonna keep this.
Oh, it's divine intervention. That's it.
I'm like, I don't see myself as a Yorkie guy. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, yo, you have a
Listen.
pit bull. I'm like, yeah, I had them, but I had to keep getting rid of them. That's another reason why I didn't like the city. Every time you move to an apartment, oh, nah, pit bulls, no, you can't have. Oh, you have the big dog, nah, extra $1,000 security deposit. I'm like, this is like retarded. Like,
That's how they are with.
Meanwhile, the Yorkies tearing shit up.
yeah, I know. The Yorkies
Biting
and the
people's
little
ankles.
poodles are the ones that make the most noise, and they want to tear everything up. I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
this is not even fair.
That's how it is with him. I've looked at a bunch of because I'm still home. I built the business, obviously invested a lot into what I'm doing and what we're doing, and I'm still home right now, and I'm looking for places eventually. But as I start to look for more places, every single place, Akitas are on the ban list. So they're the same as pit bulls, Rottweilers.
Damn.
Now, can
So-
you sneak that by a Japanese Akita?
So I could try to make him. So everybody asks me if he's a Shiba Inu. So I might just say, oh, he's a big Shiba. Oh, he's got like some weird genetics. Or
I'll just say he's like a husky mix.
He's a Shiba Husky.
Yeah.
everyone
there you
asked,
go.
they're like, is that a fox? I'm like, yeah, I bought a fox. I'm walking around this place with a fox right now.
Yeah.
But I might just do the service dog
Okay.
or the emotional support dog.
Yeah.
Because then
Listen,
they can't say no.
That's what this fucking guy Andre did. He was like, yo,
Champ?
Champ is coming with him everywhere. I was like, oh god. So
That's
I think he listed him as a service dog or something like
Yeah,
that, right?
I mean, just to get them on the flights and everything like that.
Everybody I know that loves their dog so much, they put them as a service dog or some sort of emotional support, and they get away with it. So I might do that with everything.
You have to.
Yeah, I got to do it too.
It's tough because you want to bring them everywhere you can. I bring them to as many shoots as humanly possible.
Yeah.
But now there's a new fear for him. He deathly. I mean, you would think that someone fired a gun next to his ear if he hears a lawnmower within the other side of the river by my office, the canal. There was a lawnmower over there. We got out of the car. He didn't care about choking himself. I had a slip lead on him to teach him how to walk nicely.
Wow.
Pulling midair, choking himself to get away from it. I'm like, dude, it's not even next to us.
Damn.
So now I have to watch bringing him outside to shoots because if
Yeah.
there's one nearby, I can't control him and be doing my thing. But most of the people they register everything that they can because realistically, these are like kids. These are like little kids.
Yeah, they are.
Like all day when I was shooting today, I was like, damn, I got to get home. I got to walk the dog. Got to get him ready for the pot. Make sure he eats. Get him to go to the bathroom. It's like a whole laundry list.
I'm ready to have a baby though. Like that's the next step for me.
spreading the family?
Yeah, spreading the family. So my wife was like, we're gonna have a kid before we get another dog. I'm like, all right. So if we get the kid, I get another dog. Perfect. I like that plan.
That's
Oh my
Straight up.
God! Congratulations! Look, they can grow up together, and you
Yeah,
just
look
you
at
just
that.
present the puppy.
It's best to get the puppies.
Yeah, so this
as
way
they're
they always
little.
love each other, and they know.
Exactly.
Just show us some pictures of puppies with babies, and you'll be set.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Look at how cute it is.
The heart melts.
Yeah, but my wife is a tough cookie, so I let her live for now.
Is she like somebody in the industry or no?
Nah, that's the way to be.
Yeah.
Away from the industry.
There we go.
It is, but it so happens that we met because of fitness, because her father owns a building in Astoria, and is actually the Astoria Sports Complex. Low-key plug. But
Send the check, but don't send the check to them.
Send the check, but don't worry, Pop. I'll look out for you on this one. But she knew about me. I used to work in the gym around the block. So long story short, I left that gym. Then there was problems going on around the block. Like literally in Astoria, there's like 2 gyms on every block. So it was like there's competition everywhere. So one of my friends included me in some sort of proposal. I didn't know. I wasn't aware about. So then he told me after he did it. I'm like, what are you doing? How you know I want to go over there?
So it was like a business proposal to go in on a building?
Apparently what happened was I left this gym around the corner. I'm not going to name names because they did everybody shady. Yeah. Anyway, life health and fitness Astoria. And
you heard it here?
You heard it here first. That's why they're not in business anymore. But anyway, so all the trainers got pissed. They left. They were like, yo, we're going to take our business and go around the block. And they saw that they had a trainer there that at that time that was like their only competitor. Her name was Yanya. Like she was a figure competitor, but she don't compete no more. And they saw they had like the big NPC poster on the gym door. They were like, that's where they clicked. They were like, oh, I got a trainer that does this. So they put me in the proposal. I got kind of pissed. I'm like, what are you guys doing? You shouldn't be putting me in something that I didn't agree to. So then I was like, listen, I'll go myself. Let me go find out who's in charge. I'm like, who you guys talk to? They're like, oh, like the owner's daughter. I'm like, oh, great. Now I gotta talk to a girl. So I found her on Instagram and I DM'd her. I was like, listen, I heard.
He slid in the DMs.
Yeah, slide right in the DM. So I was like, listen, I want to come meet you myself and figure out what this whole situation is about because, I heard they put me in the proposal. I wasn't really fond of it. But at the end of the day, I was like, what's the worst that could happen? I might as well just see what they're talking about. So one thing led to another, and then I ended up meeting her. We talked for hours. It so happened that day I actually had to fly out to Orlando. So this is how this love story began. Oh. So I went to go meet her.
Blossoming.
I honestly forgot that I was supposed to meet her. I was actually coming from somewhere I think I was coming actually from Jersey because I remember I was coming over the RFK bridge. I was coming from the Bronx, and she calls me, and she's like, Are you still meeting at 3? I'm like, oh my God, I almost forgot. I'm like, shit, I have a flight at 6:30 because I was actually going to the Europa show in Orlando. And I'm like, shit. At that same time, I'm bugging out because my dog sitter canceled on me. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know I have family coming in from the Dominican Republic. They're allergic to the dogs. I can't watch your dogs this weekend. I know it's social illness. I'm sorry. I'm like, fuck.
And now the children are without a sitter.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about the dogs. I'm like, shit, I got a flight, and I have this appointment. I have to meet the owner's daughter. So I was like, great. So I was like, fuck it. I was like, yeah, I'll be right there. I'm actually like literally 10 minutes away, but I was like, I got to make it quick. So one thing became another. We're talking business. I saw her Instagram, so she had a dog and so forth. We hit it off. I was like, all right, once I get back from Orlando.
Puppy play date?
Yeah, we'll link up and we'll talk more business of the gym. So then I'm like, shit, what the fuck am I going to do? I need a dog sitter bad right now. I don't even know anybody that would just take 2 dogs last minute.
I think I know where this is going.
So then right away, I actually hit her back up. I'm like, listen, I saw that you have a dog, and I know you live in one of the nice buildings. Do you know anybody that's reliable in watching a little dog? It's just very simple. She offered right away. I'm like, you don't even know me from a hole in the wall. And she was like, no, it's fine. I totally understand. Don't worry about it.
I can't let the kids be without a sitter.
I was like, shit. I was like, damn, this is like too good to be true. I was like, listen, if it's really not too much of a burden and I really don't know you, I'm really trusting you with my babies. Like, listen, I got you when I come back. We'll go out for a nice lunch or something.
How high strenuous of a feeling is that, though, leaving the dogs with somebody that Not that you don't. Not even that you don't know. If I had to leave with Tyler, I'd be scared. I'd be scared that I leave Kenji with him.
That's the thing with my wife, because I knew from the bat that her personality was just like too gullible. Like I was like, this girl is like too nice, and she's always so happy, and she still is to this very day. She's never changed. I'm like, yo, something's up.
Got to teach her to put the chainmail up.
I tell everybody, I'm like, she's the nicest person. She's never freaking pissed. I'm like, I feel like such a jerk when I'm mad. I'm like, great. I look at her, I'm like, I become like a soft, like freaking teddy bear.
All right.
But that's what, like, once I met her, and then she said yeah, and then she was like, oh no. Like she's always like, oh. I'm like, the hell's wrong with this girl? Like she's so happy all the time. So I'm like, I had a good feeling about it. I was like, you know what? I'll let her watch the dogs. I came back. Again, one thing led to another. I was like, please. She didn't want me to pay her. I was like, please, I got to take you out for lunch, something, or let me buy you lunch, whatever you want. The lunch ended up becoming a dinner.
Hey, now.
That became a little romantic. So, we went to my favorite spot in Ditmars, Wattawa, another plug.
Send the check, but don't. Send the appetizer.
Send a gift card.
Just send me a bunch of free sushi. Anyway.
Oh, man. We could have gotten it catered.
Yeah, then one thing led to another. We just kept talking. Then she actually invited me to like some soccer game, and we just became really cool, and then we became married.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was better than meeting on a dating app, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I tell people, a lot of people ask me, like, how do you do it? How did you, you found somebody that you wanted to marry? I'm like, listen, you don't force anything. At the end of the day, I believe in faith. And look, my dogs led me to my wife, and our dogs ended up having babies. And it was like, all right, I guess this is meant to be.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
So that's what's even funnier, because while I was away.
Did you have the male dog or the female dog?
I had the female. She had the male.
the crisscross roll.
Yeah, so I'm like, shit. So then when I came back, and after a few weeks we were dating, we were going out, we were having fun, I'm like, yo, my dog is getting fat. Like, I'm like, and then I realized, I'm like, oh shit, she's pregnant. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, yo, your dog literally tagged up my dog, so that'll
do it.
That means we gotta stay together now. We can't separate the kids.
So do you think that happened when she was watching your dog?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I was like, I think she purposely did this shit.
Like, yo, damn you.
She kept telling her dog, like, yo, go handle the business. Go handle the business.
No wonder you didn't want any money, because you knew we were gonna have the baby.
I know, right? I'm like, damn, she's trying to get that child support.
The puppy support.
The puppy support.
You heard it here. Coined. That's it. Puppy support.
My wife is going to kill me with all this shit I'm saying, but it is what it is.
That's excellent, man. Listen.
That's a great story.
I mean, I remember our first real interaction. I remember you at Bev's.
Yeah.
And I used to see you with Breadman.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a name drop, right? I know, not the greatest name drop, but it's a name drop.
Yeah. Whoa.
I know. But I used to see that crew.
Yeah.
And that's how we kind of got introduced. And, at the time, I know you were pursuing getting a pro card. And you were doing your thing.
Yep.
But we always kind of start out, we don't really interview here. We just have a great conversation.
But I'm all about that shit talking. I love it.
And listen, I don't. Besides seeing you at Bev's and just us interacting through Instagram and just our social network and stuff like that, I don't really know your background.
Yeah.
And I know you said you were Queens boy forever. Was Kenji shifting around?
Nah, he's like knocked out cold.
Oh, out cold. Yeah.
Out
You think that this dude was running all day? No, he's been in the house all day.
I love it.
He's just chilling.
Yeah.
But background wise, I mean, you said you were a Queens boy. You grew up there. What got you into? We have to ask, because it's not a fitness podcast, but it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. So, like, what got you into bodybuilding, man?
Well, the whole thing with bodybuilding, I was obsessed with wrestling.
Okay.
I'm big in wrestling's not like how it used to be. So
we talking like old school wrestling, like Ultimate Warrior?
Yeah, Ultimate Warrior, like the Rockets when Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty back in the day, Legion of Doom, like the real hardcore wrestling. You know what I mean? So it was like after probably what was it, 2000? I think when The Rock and Stone Cold left. I think that's when wrestling died.
That's when, it plummeted. I remember watching when I was a little kid.
Yeah, but even me, I had all the action figures growing up: Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, Jake the Snake, all the legends. I had that. I was into it. I was like, damn, these guys have crazy bodies. I'm like, I want to look like these guys. So I actually started the gym off of the being inspired by the wrestlers. I was like, yo, I want to look like. The most ridiculous guys were at the time. I think it was the Steiner brothers. Remember Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner, and he had
Steiner brothers.
Yeah, just look up the Steiner brothers, and you'll look up Scotty Steiner. He was like Big Papa Pump. He had like the most ridiculous arms in the world. They look like freaking boulders set in there.
You said Scott Steiner?
Yeah. So I was like, damn. I was like, I want to look like these guys. So I took it serious. I started getting on my grind. I started working out, and then
Look at Buddy.
yeah,
Buddy is serious.
Yeah, I was like, yo, this guy is real jacked. So at the end of the day, I was just like, damn, what are we gonna get into this? So I got into the fitness. I started training in Manhattan, and then I started becoming close with a lot of the people in the New York Sports Club down by Varick Street in downtown Manhattan. So one of the girls there was like, Chris, I started getting into shape by myself, doing my thing. And then one of the girls that worked there, they were like, Chris, I got some members that actually ask if you do training. I'm like, well, I just come here to train myself. I'm not even certified, none of that. He was like, listen, I got like a nice guy here that wants to actually train with you. He just told me to ask you.
Some good and some good
I know,
coin,
I'm
sure.
I'm like, why don't you just recommend one of the trainers that actually work for you? Like, you know what I mean? And then I looked at a lot of trainers, and they didn't look like trainers. So I get it. There was only, I'm going to give credit to one guy. His name was David. David. Nice dude. He was like the only one, but he was always busy. But there was other trainers that I'm like, damn, these guys are just sitting around. I'm like,
the trainers need a trainer.
I know. I'm like, they really do need a trainer.
Yeah.
So then I was like, all right, you know what? I'll tell the guy if he wants to work out with me. When I work out, then we could work something out at the end of the day. So I really, I helped the guy. Long story short, months go by. He's really happy with the results, so forth. So now I'm still training there. I'm still training. Then a photographer DM'd me by the name of Carlos Arias. He was very well known in the fitness world and doing like a lot of like other things, and he did like boy calendars and all this other stuff. So he gave me an ultimatum. He was like, listen, Chris, you're in real good shape, but I want to see you under 6%. You get under 6%, I could promise you, a nice photo shoot, and we could get you out there in the industry. So that's when you could say my fitness modeling started.
Yeah.
So,
and what year is this?
This was 2009, 10, around there. So it was a little over 11 years ago. So I was already bulky, but he wanted me to be cut. So I was like, all right. He was like, listen, I'll give you 3 months. Get in shape in 3 months. Come back. We'll work on your portfolio. We'll get you signed with an agency. So I was like, all right, cool. Say no more.
Fuck it.
Yeah, why not?
I did everything I did. Got on my grind. All my friends I didn't see for a few months. I was like, yo, I got to take this seriously. Push came to shove. I got into shape. We shot. I met, at the time, Adam Silver.
Yeah.
So I signed with Silver Models. Silver Models, Adam really took me under his wing. So I started doing a lot of fitness shoots. I shot for Men's Fitness, shot for RX Muscle, Muscle Mag. Those were when the magazines were cool back in the day. You know what I mean? Now you don't even see that anymore. Everything's dead. Yeah. So I was like, shit, this is like, it started gassing my head. I'm like, yo, this is dope. I'm like, fuck, I'm a fitness model. People are starting to recognize me. I wasn't really thinking of anything. So then as the gigs started slowing down, all the castings started slowing down, Adam was like, yo, you got to do this. It's going to expand your career. I'm like, what? He's like, the bodybuilding world started bikini and men's physique division, and that'll be a good way to really get out there.
Push out.
Mm-hmm. I was like, yeah. I was like, when's the next show? He was like, it's in 2 weeks. I'm like, how the fuck do you expect me to get in shape in 2 weeks? He's like, you're already lean. Just drop some water. I'm like, how the fuck you do that? I was like, I don't know.
How do you do that?
I was like, how you drop water? Like, how you? He was like, well, I'll put you with some people.
Took a gallon up and just dropped it.
Yeah,
like, that's what I gotta fucking do.
Just left Chipotle.
Exactly. So I was like, nah, I can't do it in 2 weeks. I was just not confident. Like, you look good, but I see what like bodybuilders look like. I'm starting to look at bodybuilding shows. I'm like, shit, the fuck. I'm like, these guys are skin dry tight. I'm like, how the fuck you get like that? So I waited a few. I told Adam, I was like, listen, maybe in a few months, I'm not doing that shit next.
Which was smart, because you don't want to just rush into some shit like that, especially when you don't know exactly the proper way to do things, because you don't want to fuck yourself up.
Yeah, exactly. So I kept training people at the New York Sports Club on the low. So I was a low-key trainer. And then that's when I got into Eva's Supplements. I don't know if you guys know Eva's restaurant down in by West 8th Street between 5th and 6th.
He might. John was in the city a lot.
They've been there forever, and they make great food. And always Victor Martinez was there. And, like, big-time bodybuilders were walking in and out, NBA players walking out. But it's like the rinky-dink, like, old-school vibes. And there was, like, a little sub-store in the back. So it was like you go in for your food. So I ate there almost every day, and I always saw Victor Martinez. I was like, yo, this dude is motherfucking big.
Yeah.
So
I'm calling Big Vic for
yeah,
nothing.
I was like, yo, this dude was big. I'm like, I still got pictures. And then one day I saw Diddy. Diddy walks in. I'm like,
Oh.
and then I see Vic. I'm like, shit, you got the best of both worlds. So you got one of the best bodybuilders in the world, and you got a hip hop Mongol. I'm like, and they come in here. I'm like,
Is the spot still open?
it's still open, up and running. They actually branched out to a few other locations. They have like in Kew Gardens, whatever. They were my first ever sponsors. So plug. Shout out to Eva Supplements.
We're just gonna be throwing out the little
Yeah,
plug emojis
yeah.
every time it right across the screen.
The plug. So long story short, Dimitri was the owner of the sub store, and his father ran the restaurant. So the food, amazing. Again, amazing. They helped me get in shape.
What
honestly.
is it? Is it like
Like a muscle maker
Fuel
grill?
Your Body Cafe? Is it
Yeah,
like a
it's
muscle
kind of
maker
like
grill?
a Fuel Your Body Cafe, but they have like, I feel like the quality of their food is actually 10 times greater. Like I wish I still was in Manhattan a lot because I used to literally eat there. Now I don't even have time to freaking breathe to even think about going into Manhattan. So they have the most amazing food. He used to help me. I used to just tell him, give me the grilled chicken with sweet potato, grilled chicken with sweet potato, grilled chicken, veggies. So they used to hook me up. I used to promote for them a lot. I used to bring my clients. That's when I only used to have like maybe 6 or 7 clients, and I actually had the time to walk over my clients. I'm like, listen, we're going to get you on this stack. We're going to do this for you, this, and that. So again,
End-to-end solutions.
yeah, pretty much. I'm like, listen, here you get all the food you need to eat and the supplements that you need, which was very minor. I'm over here freestyling shit until I started actually reading and learning about nutrition. Then I really started taking it serious to get my certifications and the whole 9. So as I kept doing that, one day an AllMax rep walked in the store.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember you were
shout out
linked
to
up with them.
Kevin at AllMax. So Dimitri comes to me. He's like, "Yo, dude, he thought you worked for me, but I could probably hook you up and they could sponsor you for your first show." And this is when I was actually getting ready for my first show, which was the Atlantic States, and I was just like, "All right." So they saw the way how I was selling all the AllMax products because I go whatever they told me I should take. That's good. I was not into the BSN. I was not into the Optimum.
I used to use AllMax stuff. I liked it. It was pretty
Yeah.
quality
Plus,
stuff.
the ISOFlex was probably one of the best tasting proteins
was
I've
good.
ever. Yeah, like shout out to AllMax, my first ever sponsors. So I can't
Plug.
plug. So I should.
I like their vitamins too. Vitamins are easy, man.
I should just hold the plug.
You should
throughout
the entire time.
We gotta get
Give me that
cheese.
plug
We gotta
right
get a
there.
cheesy
There's
sign
a
up
plug
here.
right there. Give me that plug.
Plug.
So every time we do it, I'll be like, ding. But worst case, push came to shove.
You said Kevin was talking to you?
Kevin was talking to me. Then Dimitri plugged me more, and he was like, "Listen, I can make it happen." Dimitri made a lot of my sponsors happen, and then Victor Martinez kind of mentored me. So that's where this whole equation of bodybuilding came into effect because I was always in that restaurant.
You're always in the environment.
Yeah, so I literally hung out there for like 6 hours a day.
You were top guys already.
I was working, being there, being
Yeah.
there. So the guy thought I worked for Dimitri. He was like, no, he's a client. He brings a lot of people to me. Like at that time, I was training celebrities too, like Kid Cudi,
Dope.
Black Thought from The Roots. So I used to just be like, yo, you got to come here and get your stuff.
Check this
I
out.
was like-
Food,
I was like-
supplements, everything.
I was like, fuck that. I was like, look, Diddy comes here. I was like, you got to come
That's what
here.
you had to
Yeah,
say, right?
yeah.
That's what you had to say.
I was like, Diddy comes here. You got to
What?
come in.
Oh, we out. Come on, let's
He's
go.
eating it, so you know.
He goes there. What he gets? I'm like, he gets all this right here.
Do we have to finish the workout? Can we go right now?
No, 30 minutes and then we go eat. Come on. So after that, then Victor took me under his wing. He started talking to me about the bodybuilding world. And then, I didn't take it so serious. Everybody just wanted to push me to be a bodybuilder. I was like, I don't want to get that big. I was going back to thinking what Adam told me about men's physique. I was like, I think that's more of my liking. But then I was like kind of pissed that they don't really show your legs. So then that's when the whole thing became like they started making fun of men's physique. Oh, you don't show your legs. And I'm like whatever. But
You wish I would roll this up.
Yeah.
You wish I'd roll this board short up.
yeah. So then at the end of the day, Victor mentored me a little bit. Then my cousin actually was close with Juan Morel's brother. We call him Pun. He was like, yo, you got to meet my boy's brother. He's a big dude in the industry, and he's also up there. I was like, yo, I'm meeting all these Dominican bodybuilders.
That's the
This is
whole
dope.
crew.
I was like, that's my peoples.
He's
I'm
gonna-
Dominican.
He's
I
gonna
love it.
He's gonna throw out Marco Rivera next.
No, no. That's what happened. I started becoming cool with all these guys. So once Juan Morel, like we used to work out together on 14th Street. We used to hang out, and they started mentoring me, and they started giving me advice and telling me what should I do about a show and so forth. But everybody wanted me to be a bodybuilder. I was like, I don't want to be a bodybuilder.
They're really pushing you, man.
I'm trying to be under 240. I don't want to be over 240. So then that's when I started hanging out with John De La Rosa, Akeem Williams, Marco Rivera, Guy Sister Nino. Like, we used to go to each other's houses, and we used to just shoot the shit. And I was like, yo, this industry is pretty dope. So I can compete, prep, and hang out with some cool motherfuckers. I'm like,
not too bad.
I like this.
Man.
I like
not too
this.
bad.
So, that's how I kind of led into the whole thing, because then Victor Martinez always like looked out for me. That's like my guy. Then Juan Morel looked out for me. Then John De La Rosa looked out for me. So, I learned a little bit from everybody. So I never take all the credit. I'll be like, this guy mentored me a little bit. Then John De La Rosa was like, yo, you're going to need a contest prep coach. Come see my coach, which is Fakhri at the time, Fakhri Moonbrock. So he was like, listen, come with us, and I'll introduce you to the guy, see what you think, and he could help you with your shows. I'm like, all right, say no more. Then Fakhri Moonbrock came into the picture, and everybody knew him. He was like, he has like 80 pro cards.
The pro maker.
Yeah.
The pro maker and all that stuff. So I was like, all right, fuck it. Let's do it. So
I did two preps with Fak.
Yeah. Fak is good people. We're still close. At the end of the day, I give credit. I always say, he mentored me. At the end of the day, that's what this industry is about. You learn a little bit from everybody. Everybody's like, nah, fuck that coach. He doesn't know what he's doing. I'm like, listen, regardless if they don't know what they're doing, whatever, you still learn something eventually.
Everybody's got something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You gonna say?
I was going to say, every self-made millionaire or whatever, self-made anybody, there's a million hands that got them there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's quote unquote self-made.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I was listening to, it sucks. I feel bad getting on an artist. Like, this is total diversion of what we're talking about. I want to get back on track when we're done. But I was listening to Nipsey Hussle before, and I get into artists when they pass. It's like fucking crazy. Like Pop Smoke. Didn't even know Pop Smoke was. Then all this shit comes out. I'm like, damn. Every workout's fueled with that now.
Yeah,
and
I was actually listening to Pop Smoke on the drive
Oh,
here. I was getting hyped over Pop Smoke. Like, yo, why did he have to die though? Why?
Insane.
Take 6ix9ine. Take 6ix9ine.
Yes,
not
please.
Pop Smoke.
Dude, I listen to Invincible and I want to run through a brick wall.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, I'm Superman. I feel it.
Yo, it's just his song, his vibes is just on a different level. I was like, damn, when we finally had a good artist, they go so quick.
You know what, Bill? It's going to sound really fucked up, but it's like maybe his next album wasn't that great. Maybe this was the pinnacle of like his thing,
Well,
which you don't want to say because he was so young.
Yeah, that kind of happened with a lot of people. Well, look at Biggie,
Yeah.
Before he died, he only really had one album, two albums, and then that's it. So
You appreciate it more when they're gone.
yeah.
1,000%.
It's like even regular artists, like painters and shit.
Yeah.
Their art sold for nothing while they're alive, but afterwards,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
$1
skyrockets.
that's
It's
it.
wild.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
they go, well, there's no more of this.
The Nipsey Hussle line was, I say I'm self-made. That just means I designed myself. So it's like he's not saying I'm the only one who did it.
Yeah.
I just designed it and I took it and did my thing. So
Yeah.
I love that because that's always what I've done. I mean, even getting to shoot with so many amazing athletes, the way Kai does, behind the back shrug, shoulder, whatever you want to call those, I would have never thought to do those until I saw him. And then like seeing how Flex did on his knee cables and keeping the chest up and doing it. Would have never thought of that. So like during my workouts, and I do a lot of stuff with John Meadows. I'm like Meadows.
He's full
I'm
of
Meadows
a lot of
fanboy. I'm very
fucking-
close with him.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I love that dude, and just his training style. Even before I worked with him professionally, I always gravitated towards it. It just was like
John
a
Meadows is
savage
really good.
beat
He's a
down.
smart guy. Very, very
Yeah.
smart.
So like you literally just take exactly what you were saying. You take a little bit, and you just mesh it together, and you become like this creature of 1,000 wisdoms. It's crazy.
Yeah, 100%. That's what happens with a lot of people that prep with different coaches. You actually, I give credit because I learned my prepping style from all the coaches that helped me. That's what people don't understand. There's a basic foundation to when you're actually doing a meal plan. It's all going to be the same types of foods. It just depends on how the person wants to lay it out and differentiate them to make them different. You know what I mean? But it's still the same shit you're eating.
Yeah.
I'm still going to tell you to eat freaking 6 ounces of chicken with half a cup of rice.
Don't you dare say tilapia because I'm gonna smash my head in that door.
That's one
Please,
thing-
never again.
That's one thing you can ask all my clients. I avoid tilapia. I'm so
Garbage
sick. I was
fish.
so sick of that shit. I used to eat tilapia almost every meal. of the day.
Yo, Fac had me on. Yeah, oh yeah.
Yo, Fac,
Listen.
you're about to get bombed.
Listen, man, we haven't spoken in years, but I got a bone to pick with that tilapia. Okay, I was on 6 weeks out. I was eating like 5 meals a day. And I was away at college.
Yeah.
People were like, "Hey, Nick, you mind passing that paper back?" I'm like, "Fuck your paper." I was like, I was the most miserable piece of shit you've ever met.
My roommate hated me at the time. Everybody in the gym hated me at the time. I was heating up something. They were like, "What the fuck is that smell?"
Did you shit?
5 times a day.
Yo, that is who? They're looking at me. They're like, "Yo, you're eating shit?" I'm like, "Nah, it's tilapia." Yo, that's shit. I'm like, "Yeah."
Might as well be shit.
I'm so used to it. I used to try to cover it up. It came
How
to a point,
much mustard did you put on it?
No, not even. This is where it gets sickening, bro. At one point, I was just like, "Yo, there has to be a way to make this taste better." And any competitor loves peanut butter and almond butter. I used to drain my tilapia with almond butter.
Almond butter?
Almond butter. I used to just smear it on top of there and just.
Was that your fats for the day? Is that what you used
pretty
it to
much.
get it down?
I used to pretend. I used to make believe it was like a nice piece of salmon. I was like, you know what? Healthy fats with fish. Let me just eat it.
So on a scale of 1 to gross, how was that?
It actually wasn't bad. This is where it gets
He's
worse.
lying to us.
No,
we have him come on our podcast. He's lying to us.
No.
That's prep standards.
I have my roommate and a lot of people could vouch for me. It came to this point where I just used to get so used to tilapia that I actually loved it. Here, get ready for this one. My breakfast, I used to take my oatmeal. I used to take tilapia. I used to smash my tilapia in my oatmeal, mix it with peanut butter and cinnamon. But I tell you one thing, I never tasted the fish, and it was like the best fucking breakfast I used to eat for life.
I was gonna recommend we all go to a steakhouse after this, but if you want tilapia and almond butter,
I'm
fucking.
good. Yo, I haven't had
You do you, man. I'll make it in my house.
This is a cheap date, man.
No,
Good.
no, I'm fucking not. We're going to a steakhouse. I'm picking the steakhouse too. If you see my IG stories, I'm always out to nice steakhouses. So
I don't know,
got
man.
it.
I know at least when they come over, does everyone know what they want? We know exactly what we want.
Nah. We just-
John and I will get a ribeye, and our friend Chris here, he's
have
going
the
to get
cat food.
tilapia.
Nah.
Do you guys have almond butter?
Nah, that's not happening.
What about oatmeal and cinnamon?
Even when I used to go to restaurants, I used to get so mad because that's when I actually became I used to actually like cod because every restaurant I used to go to when I was in prep, the only white fishes they had was like branzino, cod, and they had good stuff.
Orange roughy.
So, orange roughy, and then I became a cod addict after a while. I was like, thank God, I can't deal with tilapia no more. Then I became a cod guy.
Cod's good.
Cod is better.
I used to find worms in it, and it used to freak me out.
Damn.
Listen, man, I was in the middle of nowhere, Connecticut, Hamden, Connecticut, getting my fish from some janky ass grocery store. I wasn't living lavish and getting that good fish. I was getting that fish that probably they forgot to like unload it from the truck.
Damn.
Like, oh shit, it's been out there all day. God damn.
Damn, that's disgusting.
Yeah, it wasn't great. But
Yeah,
I was training at Montanari, bro, so that made up for it.
Oh, gotcha.
So
I love that.
So you
gym.
blew up their bathrooms.
Yeah. No, I know. There was nothing coming out. It was like rabbit pellets. There was not. Yeah, we all know it. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's not pretty when you eat like that.
So now you've decided to be more balanced.
I'm way more balanced. I don't think I had whitefish in a long time. The closest I come to whitefish is eating seafood like shrimp, lobster, all the good stuff. I can't do unless I'm prepping
If only
for
I was
a
to do
show.
6 meals a day of lobster. How would I
poor soul.
live?
Honestly, my last prep, I try to avoid whitefish at all costs. And the only time I had like fish was when I wanted salmon or when I wanted to eat shrimp, stuff like that. But my last prep, I don't think I touched whitefish like cod or anything to like my final 2 weeks. I was just like, the whole prep I ate chicken. I forced myself to eat fucking chicken.
It ruined it for us.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
It's very similar to one of my roommates. We were so bored in the dorms. One of my roommates said he could eat a 2-pound jar of peanut butter in one sitting. So I was like, all right, go for it, man. I'll record it too.
Damn.
We sat there, and he only got through like maybe a quarter of the top. It's like this huge jiffy. Still to this day, I went to his wedding last year. Still to this day, he can't eat peanut butter. Like ruined, done.
Damn.
He's like, I can't stomach. Like I actually get sick.
I know people like that. Yeah.
You eat so much of something, but for some reason I don't get like that with sushi.
Nah, I can eat sushi every time of the day. Like I'm a sushi whore. But that comes to the point too of like when you're in prep, for some reason I could eat all the peanut butter in the world and love it. Like right now, I wouldn't even care to think about it. Like I wouldn't even crave peanut butter unless I'm getting like peanut butter ice cream or something cool, But
it's weird how it switches onto your brain like that.
Once I start prep, I see the peanut butter jar, I see the almond butter jar.
Oh yeah, can't keep it in the house.
My wife is laughing because in the middle of the night I'm like,
Yeah, man. Calories don't count. I'm just skimming the edge. I'm skimming the edge.
Technically, I didn't have enough fats today anyway. So
Yeah, that's all right.
I'm just making up for it.
And then it just winds up, instead of it being 1 tablespoon, it's like 90. It's like, how did I get here?
Oh, yeah. I'm like, oh shit, half the jar is gone. This is not good. I had to do extra cardio tomorrow.
I'll tell you what I perfected. And Tyler can't eat. My buddy Tyler is like allergic to everything. I make a joke at him all the time. He does not find it funny that if he lived in any other generation or decade, he would have died a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like he, just being allergic to so many different things.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, I'm only allergic to fish, to shellfish and nuts. I'm like, yeah, no, but there's other things. Like you're always checking shit. So I told him, I said, if you come into my home, I said, don't you dare use any jelly in the house because I'm always dipping jelly, a spoonful of jelly, and then into the peanut butter and back and forth.
Damn.
I said, I will kill you involuntarily. Please do not eat that.
You just get that Goobers jar that has the peanut butter jelly mix.
I'd like to, but then you look at the side and it's got all that shit in it.
Oh
and then
my
I
God.
listen. I get my Teddy's peanut butter, all natural, sea salt, peanuts. That's on the label.
You gotta make your own.
Yeah. I could, you know what? Whole Foods, you can make your own.
You gotta make a layered like a
But
jelly
then-
in the goobers.
Oh shit! Jar it myself.
Yeah.
I should just do that.
Yo, not for nothing.
some graham crackers in there.
You guys actually really got me craving like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
when he gets out here.
Once again, another cheap date.
I'm not gonna. Oh shit.
No, you're good. You're good. The headphone.
But nah, that is true though. Because growing up, I used to love Goobers, so that's all I used to eat growing up.
Yeah. I wasn't allowed that because I was a fat kid. My mom was like, dead ass. My mom was like, yo, she packed me like kale chips, and all the other kids would be there. I'd be sitting at the lunchroom. I'd be like, oh my god,
See, it's different. when
you got Dunkaroos again?
You want to
Yeah.
trade, please?
Nah, it's different when you grow up with a Spanish mom. You're gonna eat everything she puts in your face. Here's your plate of food. I'm like, yo, is this for the whole family, right? No, that's your plate. I'm like, okay.
Well, that was also the way the Italians are.
Yeah.
However, I feel like our genetics are much different.
They're still like that. My wife's family, super Italian, super loving. The mother does not stop. It starts with like the basic stuff. Then, you start with the
Antipasta.
The antipasta. Then more a separate plate of pasta comes out. Then
you need the cold pasta before the warm pasta.
Yeah,
of course.
Then you need the salad comes out. Then
Nobody touches the salad.
Then like some other meat comes out. Then another meat comes out. Then like the desserts and the fruits come out. I'm just like, yo, this is insane. Like it's just nonstop food.
Oh yeah, and our genetics do not allow us to be eating like that.
Nope.
I mean, a love handle. I get past the second course, my love handle just blows out of my pants.
Make some room for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I'm just like, please. I tell my wife like, please tell your mother like I'm on a diet or something. Or I can eat the chicken or not the pasta or something because I already know what it's gonna lead to. It starts with one thing, then there's the next thing. Once you're done, okay, you want more? You want more? You want more? I'm like, oh no, I don't want more.
Well, you have Thanksgiving to look forward to, and you have Christmas, which in the year of hell, I think we're all pretty much excited to say that it's almost over. But who the fuck knows what's going to go on next year?
Yeah, I look
So
forward to the
picture
holidays.
it was a Thanksgiving picture.
The huge turkey.
Yeah, it was a turkey the size of Godzilla.
It said,
Happy Thanksgiving.
it said the one I found said, well, at least it's Thanksgiving soon, and it's a giant turkey, and it's a hunter in front of it, and he's like this big. It's like that'll be the next fucking thing we got to deal with.
I can imagine.
I mean, you guys have a lot in common with everything that's been going on because John owns a gym. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys could probably touch on how crazy it's been for you two. I mean, I know. Listen, we touch on it in a lot of episodes, and not every single listener is going to listen to every single episode. So it just kind of puts it into perspective. I know people that were praising how stable their jobs were, and they got fired. They got laid off.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's scary as an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
In times like this, because you're like, oh, would it have been safer to work for a big company? But then you're like, no, because no one's safe. And at least you know that if you have the means to buckle down and just like wait the storm out and then come out once it's on the other end of it, at least you know that what you have to do as a business owner. It's a lot different.
Yeah.
And even how people say it's a lot safer to work for a bigger company.
Yeah.
You look at places like Walmart, Stop and Shop that they made more money than they've ever made through all of this.
Amazon entirely too.
But those two specifically, how they had like heroes pay for their people. So look, you're gonna work through a pandemic. You're gonna have a stable job. We're gonna need you here, but we're cutting your pay. What? You guys just made the highest months you've ever had, but you're cutting our pay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
How
weird.
How is that stable?
I wouldn't even know because I hear it a lot. I know everybody that was open. What was it? I had clients that work at Home Depot, Target, all the pharmacies and stuff like that, the Rite Aids, the CVS's, and it's crazy. Like throughout the whole pandemic, that all these stores were open and it was flooded in lines of people, but no, there was really no cases of COVID or anything like that with the workers and all this other shit.
Did you see the new death rate? Did you see that? The percentage?
What is it? 0.0000
Have you seen it, John?
Yeah, it's fucking about that.
Yeah,
It's fucking rough. It's rough.
It's like
it's rough to look at because you're just like, really?
Well, shout out to Greg. Didn't he post something up yesterday that everybody's reposting? That he showed up the whole CDC report with
that's what he's talking about.
That?
That's
what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's
Sick.
That's God
And
God forbid we reopen up 100% right now.
The suicide rate right now because of this is higher than that.
Dude.
Yeah, I believe it.
Dude,
I believe it.
It's
I know.
insane. Mental health is like down the shitter right now.
100%.
We all, and I'm
Everybody's at home going fucking nuts and thinking about how they're gonna survive. Like I know a lot of restaurant owners, and I saw the whole restaurant industry. Like 90% of restaurants didn't pay their rent last month, or they're going out of business.
Yeah,
so I'm
in
like,
Manhattan.
yeah, it's sick. I'm like, what the fuck did Cuomo and De Blasio do for us? Nothing.
absolutely
I'm like,
nothing.
I want Trump to be our mayor. Fucking.
But they're giving everybody pats on the back.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
they're giving themselves pats on the back. They're like,
Yeah.
no, we're doing a great job.
Yeah,
Here's a raise.
yeah, eat a dick.
You heard it
You
here
can't-
first.
the place is closed.
You heard it here first.
I gotta quote Andre on that because that's Andre's line. Eat a dick.
I got to quote Andre on his line where he said, I'm just going to be sitting in the stands, front row, just with my popcorn, just watching everything come through. I'm like, such an Andre line. I love that.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's why during the pandemic, like, the gym sucked because we were shut down because at the end of the day, too, in Astoria, we have a complex. It's a sports complex. So we have indoor soccer. We have the indoor swimming.
And your city.
Yeah.
So that's the worst part.
Yeah. And I'm just like, shit, thank God last year I opened up the juice bar. The juice bar helped me throughout the whole pandemic because I wasn't even doing like Uber Eats, Grubhub, none of that. But all my restaurant owners that I know that are close friends of mine, they were like, yo, you might want to jump on that. That's going to help you a lot. I'm like, but it's like, who the fuck is really going to Uber Eats a smoothie or a juice? And, yo,
You'd be shocked.
Yo, once probably I got it. Let me see. We shut down March 16th. It was this. So that's when they shut down the gym and everything. And then once I found out that technically I could be open because I'm essential, I was like, you know what? Let me see. Maybe I get some walk traffic. So probably within 3 weeks of being open throughout the pandemic, I noticed how dead it was. And then finally I took my boys' advice. All my friends, they were like, yo, we're killing it. We're actually making more now through deliveries
That's awesome.
than sit down. I'm like, oh shit. So I was like, you know what? Let me try it. As soon as I started it, like it was like the middle of April, I want to say, towards the end of April. As soon as I did that, I was like, oh,
My man's
shit.
hands haven't stopped. He's been pressing celery.
I'm over here cutting up cucumbers.
He's got the fruit hat like that chick that used to do salsa and shit.
I'm like blending behind my back as I'm doing like everybody ordering ginger shots. Like I have my own shot called the Village shot, which is like ginger, turmeric, cayenne pepper, cinnamon, lemon, the whole nine. So everybody's over here with the whole immune shit. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I had one company order. One day I got fucked. I had to make like 23 drinks through a Grubhub order. I was like, how the fuck am I gonna do this by myself? I'm just over here like pressing shit, blending shit. But it was a blessing because thank God if I didn't have the juice bar throughout this whole pandemic, I really don't even know what I'd be doing. I probably would be training people in the park like how everybody else was doing, or I would have been low key on my roof like training people like something. So
doing whatever you had to do.
Yeah, but for like the first 3 months, like we all were worried in March. We were like, shit, this might get serious. Then April came, it was like, oh damn, it is getting serious. A lot of people are dying, whatever. Then when May hit, and I noticed like everything was still shut down, I was like, yo, this is like straight bullshit now. Like, come on, 3 months now. So then June happened. I'm like, nah, this is retarded. Nothing's going on now. Everything doesn't make sense. Then I started saying, fuck this. I started taking my personal clients that I had, and people are gonna be mad right now, but I don't give a fuck. I started taking some of my clients inside the gym through the back, low key.
Yeah.
Because then I noticed there was a lot of gyms around my area. They were still open.
Listen, if they thought that
like,
wasn't going on, well, what I found
But
wild.
see, I gave it respect because I waited 3 months. I was like, I should have done this a lot sooner.
Yeah.
I was like, because my gym is perfect because we have a garage, so I could low key bring people in the garage, and we actually rent spots. So it's like they don't know what the fuck the people come into the building for.
Yeah.
So nobody
There
can
you go.
suspect anything from me. So I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna do a selected few clients I trust. I'm gonna make some money because I'm like, I'm not gonna be.
How else are you going to? No one else is gonna fucking
you
help
I was
can.
you.
like, fuck that. I was like, I'm making money.
They
Fuck
expect
that.
you to just lay their belly up. Fuck
So
that
people
noise.
are like, yeah, you're at the juice bar all day. I'm like, yep, I'm at the juice bar
That's it.
all day and sometimes in the gym.
I look at
I
the
touch
gym.
it.
I don't really go into there sometimes. Maybe
You know, the
not at
weights
all.
just get out of place. I got to clean it up.
Yeah, when I close for an hour, I'm just, taking a shit.
It's why. So now what's crazy to me is how Coliseum broadcasted
Oh my god.
There was a lot of gyms that broadcasted. There was a gym
and nothing happened.
Yeah,
That was amazing to me.
Well, there was one gym by me, Ultimate Fitness. It used to be the BQE gym.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with that gym in Queens.
No.
They've been around forever. A lot of my friends would come to the juice bar because technically I was the only one open that's close to them. So they would tell me like, "Yo, we got this gym. They're charging like $200 a month just to let us work out." But a lot of bodybuilders go
Yeah.
there. Like Jeff Beckham goes there.
Yeah, I know Jeff.
Quite a bit of guys go there. And there people were prepping. So the owner was just charging people. He was like, "Listen." At first, I heard it was as high as $300 a month. I was like, "Yo, that shit is crazy." Then a lot of my friends were telling me like, "Yeah, it's getting busy, it's getting packed." So they became hot and they kept getting shut down. The owner didn't care. He got shut down like every week. $5,000 fine. $5,000 fine. $5,000. Next day, everybody's hitting me up like, "Yo, Chris, please, we'll pay you anything. Let's use your gym." I was like, "Nah."
Yeah, it's
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's like, I want to look out for people, but it's just like, if you make that place hot and so many like in and out and everybody's talking about it, I'm like, yeah, you're not going to talk about me and get me in trouble. And then I have to hear my father-in-law's mouth like, "You're getting these, you see, this is, it's just a principle." I was like, you know what? I got to be smart and strategic about this. I'm like, I want to look out for people. I'm going to look out for people I know that can keep their mouth shut at the end of the day. So,
That's what I was going to say. Is people need to keep their damn mouth shut.
yeah.
You're running a pandemic, trying to run a speakeasy of a gym, and everybody's still posting their workouts on Instagram. Going, what the fuck are you doing?
I see that. I'm like, did you just really post an IG story in the fucking dark?
Did you tag us?
Like,
that's actually like the mentally ill part of our fucking industry.
Yeah.
Because you're allowed to have access to something that you're not allowed. You're not allowed to have access to it
Yeah.
right now. And someone is giving you access, regardless if you're paying to go there.
yeah.
Shut the fuck
Yeah,
up. No
right
one
now-
needs
right
to
now-
know that
right-
you're there.
Yeah, right now you're getting a real good luxury that
Don't ruin it for
nobody
everybody
else,
else.
everybody else is dying for. So
Dude, the amount of gym owners I know, I
Yeah.
didn't even ask him to work out. Like I kept it, dude. I Bevs, I could have hit Steve up.
Yeah.
Nope, didn't hit Steve up. Like I'm sure he was in there with his boys doing his thing. Like
Yeah,
that's
of
fine.
course.
I don't. You do you. I don't want to. I don't want to sit there
Yeah.
and be another person hitting a gym owner up. Hey,
Yeah.
you mind it?
But that's the thing.
I bought all my own shit.
Word of mouth.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how to keep their mouth shut. Everybody, like that's what it is. Friends will tell friends no matter what. So it's like this person be like, "Yo, I'll let you rock, but you can't say nothing." But then the person asks them like, "Yo, I'm dying. I need a gym. What are you doing?" "Well, I'm working out this gym on the low." I'm like, "What the?"
Then one
fuck?
person jealous and they
I'm
call
like,
in.
That's it. Boom, 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 boom. But thank God I'm connected. More plugs. I got the
Raise it.
plugs. I train a lot of. I'm cool with a lot of sheriffs. I'm cool.
Okay.
I'm cool with a lot of lieutenants. I'm cool with a lot. So they They actually kept me informed from my boys too. They were like, "Yo, 311 call came in. Tell your boys they need to tone it down and make sure people are like social distancing in front of their restaurants, bars, whatever."
That's awesome.
That's when I don't know
Yeah.
if you saw on the news where by me on Steinway, that shit became like the new. They called it the new South Beach, like the new Ocean
was
Drive.
popping down there, right?
It was crazy popping. I'm like, but that shit helped my business because people were getting drunk on Steinway, and literally Steinway's like one block up from my juice bar, so people are like fucking walking around the
Oh,
corner.
I've been touching everything, so now I
Because-
might as well take a turmeric shot.
There's a fucking Applebee's and a Uno's here, so people want to get food and they're like so pissed drunk. So then they see the juice bar. They, "Yo, I need a shot for this fucking headache, dude." Like I'm like, "Yeah, I got you, bro." I'm making like some crazy.
You make
concoctions.
a hangover cure.
Hangover ginger shots. That's what it's called.
Disinfect the fucking handle when you leave.
Yeah, please don't touch my shit.
Don't even look at the press.
Yeah.
Just stay outside. I'll bring
Yeah,
it out.
Yeah, it actually is. My juice bar is very small.
Mm-hmm.
It's just my goal was to just make it a quick grab and go. Like you come in, order your shit, get the fuck out.
What's
You're not
the
chilling.
cold juice spot in the city? Super hot, lower. You know what I'm talking about. There's a company in the city. I know there's a million
There's
probably,
a bunch of them. You
but there's
have,
a very popular one. A lot of very popular stores and stuff like that. I don't know what the name of it is,
There's
but
a bunch. There's like
Not
juice,
Jamba Juice.
juice,
No,
gen-
no.
juice generation.
something like that. But I mean, I
There's
assume they
there's
do very well.
Yeah, and all those juice places. There's some that's like built inside Equinox too. There's like a chain. There's a bunch of them. There's like what is it?
He's trying to bring California here.
Juice
Yeah.
press and fuck that.
Light the place on fire.
except the bad parts of it.
Yeah.
So just the healthy parts of it.
Yeah. So well, it was Juice Press. Juice Press is big in
Probably,
the city.
that's what
yeah,
it is.
that's one of them. And then there's Liquiteria is another one. They actually hit me up. They wanted me to do some sort of influence shit. I'm like, yo, I own a juice bar. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
You
Do
obviously
research.
didn't even go to my page.
Yeah.
You obviously
So-
haven't even checked in
Yeah,
because you would know that I own a juice bar.
Yeah. I was like, nah, fuck that. I ain't promoting your shit.
Well, it's funny because when Dre was on here, every time, well, actually, but even prior to that, when I was filming Dre at Bev's, we were talking about how he's got to get his cardio done, this and that. I said, yo, man, I said, why don't you just get a treadmill down there? He goes, I'm going to hit Villa up.
Yo.
Look, right? And he's like, yo, I could probably get a Nordic track or something like that sent right down. He goes,
Yeah.
Villa's got the plug everywhere.
Yo, it's funny that you say that. 'Cause I didn't even know that was mentioned in the. I listened to the whole fucking segment. I don't know how I missed that.
No. This
Oh, that
was
was
I was
off the
filming with him.
segment.
This was
Oh.
off the segment.
Damn. Because Andre literally calls me, I guess that literally right after you guys spoke, because I didn't know you guys said this. Yo, he literally hits me up. He's like, yo, Villa. I'm like, what's up, Dre? He's
Shit,
like,
he needs something.
Yo, son, I really need a treadmill for this Olympia prep. I'm like, all right, bro. What? He was like, yo, maybe you could hit up a few of these companies for me. And, maybe they could send me a, I'm always, well, technically it's true because every time he's on IG Live or he's talking shit, he's always on the treadmill doing cardio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Let me start hitting up companies. A few companies got back to me. They're like, no, we're short because
because of the pandemic.
Because of the pandemic. The same thing with the car makers. They don't have that many because everybody stopped production. They were like, yo, it's going to be like 12 weeks. I had a company that said that they would do it, but they were like, by the time we get it to him, he'll be like,
Olympia will be
it'll
over.
be like a month away from the Olympia.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit. So I hit up a few companies. No, sometimes they get back to you, sometimes they don't. So I was like, yo, Dre, if you really need a fucking treadmill, I got one here that I'm not using. I'll just ship this shit to you, bro. If all push comes to
Dre
fail.
was so amped. He was like, he had the catalog in his hand. He's like,
Yeah.
yo, you know that they got classes?
Yo, this one's got an M&M dispenser.
And you motherfuckers made me hit up Dunkaroos for him too. I hit up Dunkaroos. I'm like, yo, if I get this Dunkaroos deal, I'm gonna get me some fucking Dunkaroos.
We just get it stacked, piled
Story
high.
of a lifetime.
Yeah, I literally hit up random people, but you'd be surprised. What's the worst you could do? You always could ask. And every time I ask is either no or yes. And when they say yes, I'm like, oh shit.
Literally
Like,
how we got linked up with Tame the Beast.
yeah.
We mentioned them on the podcast. We were talking. By the way, you
Yeah,
Google
take-
those. Yeah,
What is
please.
this? Hand sanitizer? Yo, shout out to Beast.
Tame the Beast, baby.
Tame the Beast.
Yeah, always, man. Like this, it's.
Actually, I didn't know.
Oh, hold on, dude. That's freshy fresh. Open that top. No. Open the top.
What?
Oh, we got. Oh, listen, sealed for perfection. We don't play games. We ain't gonna let nobody
damn.
taint
Wait, hold
your hand sanitizer. Here, I think it peels right off.
There you go.
Damn, man, Villa
Perfect.
went Street Fighter on my.
Yeah.
Sanitizer.
Yo, I gotta make sure.
We're gonna get you some of that nut butter before you leave too.
Yeah, is your dog okay, bro? He's like knocked out cold.
Dude, he's not supposed to be this big. I don't know why he's this big.
That's the funniest
They
thing.
sold me too big of a dog.
Oh, he got up. He's pissed. He's like, what'd you just say about me? They sold me a
Calling
too
me
big.
fat?
Oh, what?
Oh, you talking shit about me and my size? Yeah, dude. Every time I walk into the hallway, I just go, man, just being so big, just go somewhere else. Just go sit somewhere else, man.
Aw,
His dad, dude, he's already 12 pounds heavier than his dad.
so fucking
He's 9
cute.
months old, man.
I
It's
love
crazy.
it.
Fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
It's awesome.
If you have babies, holla at me.
They actually may breed him.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I'm with it. I'm taking one.
Okay, done.
I'll take one.
Done. Villa will get one of the offspring.
you get priority. It's your dog. You get to say where one of them goes.
Hey, listen, if my man's bringing his seed, we get to say for one of the pups, and it goes to our homie.
Facts.
Yeah.
I call first dibs.
I want to get Tyler one too. So talk to me. I want to know how you got into the management.
Dre.
You know that was going to come in.
That's all Dre.
It's all Dre.
Honestly, because I used to do when I got so well acquainted with the industry, like I said, going back to the Eva supplement days and all that stuff, I started building my reputation. I was a great competitor in the beginning. I stood on stage with the best of them. I lost to people like Sadiq. I lost to people like Anton. I lost to like almost every pro that you can know of. I placed top 3 so many times. I was always right there, neck and neck with those top guys. But I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm not gonna make money this way. And then I started working for a lot of companies for free. Shout out to Victor again. He put me with Protan. The main guy at Protan, his name is Monty. Every time I used to go to expos, he used to plug me with other companies. He was like, yo, this guy right here, he knows how to promote. This guy right here, he knows how to market. Like, he always sends a lot of clients. He always sends a lot of referrals. And, you know, back in the day, that was big because now the whole IG and it is just overly done.
It's oversaturated.
It's oversaturated. Now is not what it used to be. So me going to these expos, like the first year I signed with AllMax, they already booked all the people that they did, but I still wanted to go to Olympia. I'd never been to one. So I was like, fuck it, I just booked my own ticket. I met a friend through a couple of shows. He let me stay with him in Vegas. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to book my own ticket. And I literally walked the expo. I stood at the AllMax booth, and they saw that. They were like, yo, it was all about networking.
Yeah.
So I just kept being real with people. You can't get more real than just being straight up with people. Like, yo, so what does it take to be with the company? This is that. You know, I'm not looking for money. I just want to get my feet wet. So that's what I did with a lot of companies. Like AllMax, I was with them for like 4 years, and then finally, they wanted to pay me. I was like, oh shit, this is getting real. This is like a real sponsorship now. So that's what happened. It was all word of mouth. Then one company talked about me to another company. Another company was like, yo, this kid knows what he's doing. So I started thinking, I'm like, shit, if I could get all these sponsorships to cover everything I need to do for competing, I'm winning.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I already got Protan, so I don't have to pay $150 for a fucking tan. I got my supplements. I'm set, $300 a month, $500 a month. Clothing sponsor, like just apparel, just to work out in the gym. It was like Better Bodies. I'm still with Better Bodies. They're one of my longest sponsors. They're amazing.
Didn't you do something with HTFU?
Yeah, that guy is crazy.
In a good crazy or a bad crazy?
Yeah, he's fucking nuts. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with that motherfucker. But
I assume a mix.
They could still go either way.
A mix of crazies.
Yeah, man, I did a lot for that guy, man. His name is Mark Gingrich.
I copped I saw you do the thing. I copped a couple of things from them, and then I saw you were involved with them. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even know.
I helped him a lot. He came out to New York. We did a few shoots. I plugged him with a few girls. I plugged him with a few guys. He wanted that vibe. He wanted that New York vibe, that swag. You know, his clothes are dope. I like his concept. I like who he is. It's just that
very expensive.
Very expensive for no reason.
Like we're talking. I mean, John doesn't know. We're talking we're talking. I think I just looked at his site 2 days ago just to see what he had, and we're talking for like the terry cloth shorts, oversized terry cloth shorts, $164.
Why?
Yeah, he's bugging. Because the thing is, he thinks he's like a top fashion designer, and he thinks he comes up with all this shit. Like, listen, the guy is great and all, but he has like this split personality that he just snaps and bugs out for no apparent reason. Like I almost had to kill him because of CP Vision, because I plugged them together for CP could learn off of him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, listen, this guy has a good company. He knows how to do photography and whatever. You know, you're a good video guy, but you want to get better at photography. So they work together. And then some fight started over some stupid fucking microphone feather thing that attaches to the camera. Like it was like a feather. Like,
it's called a dead cat.
Yeah, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember what happened. Mark was like, oh, I let CP borrow it, and I haven't gotten back yet. I'm like, what, are you accusing him of stealing it? I'm like, I'm with him right now. He has it.
It's like a $10 thing.
He's like,
ship it to you.
He was like, yeah, you left. We could just ship it to you. What's the big fucking deal? And he would just make one little thing out of nothing. And I had an on and off relationship with him about that. So I was just like,
just once you get a bad vibe, like a burn.
It was just
like
bad.
That,
And
like,
then one time I flipped off on him in my car with my wife, and I had to pull over. We were driving to dinner, and then
when you get that rage, you used to
oh my
that
God.
pullover rage when you have to pull over to have a conversation.
Yeah, I was like, I'm like, I hate it because I'm like, you're such a gangster over the phone, but when you're coming here to New York, when I fly to New York, I'm like, what are you gonna do, bro? Please tell me what the fuck you're gonna do.
Could you please
in my
pick me
town?
up?
I'm like, matter of fact,
can you pick me up? Because I don't want to take an Uber.
I was like, you know what? I'll pick you up, bro. I'll meet you. What terminal? You let me know right now with date, time, and everything. I'll be there waiting for you. I'll be waiting to open up my arms for a hug, or I'll knock you the fuck out straight up.
Juice.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife was like, oh my God, calm down, because when I'm crazy, bro, like I'm so calm and laid back. Everybody knows me.
When you see red, you see red,
when
man.
they see me snap, like people see me snap in the gym, they're like, yo, that's Chris. I'm like. Because,
it takes a little bit to get you there.
It takes a little bit. You keep pushing the fucking button. Keep pushing the button. I'm going to fucking ignite. That's at the end of the day, don't piss me off. We already settled it. why ignite it more? Just let it be.
Some people like to. Some
So,
people like to see how far they can get with you.
Going back to HCFU, then I started getting pissed because I plugged in with so many people.
And you were on there. You were on the site, right?
But then, yeah, I was on the site, whatever. I could care less. But then the girls would be like, "Oh, this guy is a little disrespectful." I'm like, "Oh, great, here we go." I'm over here putting my word for somebody. They showing me all the conversations. I'm like,
that puts you in such an awkward position.
It was multiple women. I felt like this was like one of those cases that you see right now in the news with like people say all this sexual harassment shit. I'm like, yo, this fuck. I had to call mom. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, bro? I'm over here giving you people for content, and you over here trying to get into people's pants. Like, come on, bro. Like, man up. Like, you've been in this industry forever. And then I found out he was like banned at a lot of shows because of that too. So he wasn't even allowed at NPC shows and stuff like that because he would try to get bikini competitors to do shoots. But you still see it. Like, if you still see his page on,
I don't follow him on Instagram.
He either posts like old school stuff with like bikini competitors, or he'll try to get a lot of fitness people involved, and it's just a bad rep. So I was like, you know what? I blocked him. I was like, I never block anybody. I'm not that little kid that be block, you know.
No,
but,
yeah.
you know, Dre's all about it. He's all about the block party. He's
Yeah.
like, yo, all right, fuck you. You're
The
getting
block
blocked.
party.
You're getting
That's
blocked.
what
You're
they call
getting blocked. You're getting blocked. I'm like, I don't have time to block people. I'd rather them watch me. I'd rather them see what I'm doing because I want them to hate me because, you know, that means I'm doing good. If you're hating somebody, you know, you're doing good. But I flipped out on him. I just blocked him. I told CP, send that shit back. I'll send it. Then it was like another fight. That's when I
send him all the. That's what I would. That's
Yeah,
what I would say. Send him all the raws.
Yeah.
Send him all the raws
Yeah,
and let
I was-
him edit himself.
I was like, give him everything he wants. Just let him be. I even told Mark, I was like, yo, you want me to send you money for the fucking microphone too, or you want me to ship it? I'll send you money and the microphone to just get the fuck out of my life.
just to leave me alone.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
what is it, $120 fucking piece of fucking thing that you attach to the camera? Like, I could care less.
It's people just wanted this shit to complain about.
Yeah,
man.
I was just like, yo, he's just not happy with life. And every time he used to talk to me, it was always some shit. I'm like, yo, if there's always some shit, maybe you should check yourself out, bro. Because that's what it is. If somebody's gonna be complaining about you nonstop and it's a repetitive situation, something's wrong with you.
Maybe
bro.
it's not the maybe it's not the microphone situation. Maybe
Yeah.
there's something deeper than that.
Yeah, he honestly deep down inside he hated me for no reason. I'm just like, I must be doing something good. So
Yeah, you're working hard.
yeah, that's what it
That's
is.
what happens.
Yeah,
this is what another argument happened. Now that it clicked in, I was like, why does he hate me so much? You see, when I post on social media, I'm always in a fly whip, right?
Yeah.
He owns a flying whip. He owns a McLaren. So he's like, why are you posting pictures with cars that's not even yours? I'm like, what does it fucking matter? You put a model in front of your car. It's not hers.
Yeah.
You use it as a prop. At the end of the day, I use all the shit. And I tag all my boys that own these cars. I tag them. Like, people ask me in DM, like, it's not my car. It's my boy's car, but I use it for a photo. That's what people do. Tourists do it. They come, they see, oh my God, look, nice car. Let's take a picture. You know what I mean?
Rappers do it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Everybody does it.
You think every rapper owns every single
I'm
fucking
like,
car?
These are rented. People, they'll see it in the street park. They want to take a picture in front of it. It is what it is. I'm like, why are you making such a big deal about it? Well, I worked hard for my I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you did. I was like, if I want this McLaren, I could get it right now too, but I'd rather do a smarter investment and get a house. I'd rather do some other shit. Like, who gives a fuck? Why are you making such a big deal about this? Then again, he made a big deal that I posted. He took a picture of me. I'm chilling. We were in Brooklyn. I'm chilling. But he bought one of those new Louis Vuitton Supreme bags, collabo.
Okay.
The bag was next to me. He's like, wow, you really posted that picture with my bag? I'm like, yo, I'm promoting your shirt, bro.
Let me
He's
let
like,
me tag you on the bag.
He was like,
Yeah.
you didn't tag me. I'm like,
Are you not more than
I'm
your
like,
bag?
yo, bro, I got other things to do right now. Yo,
This
I'll
is
talk
cool.
to
This
you
is like
later. Don't worry. I was like, you know
grown
what?
kid shit.
I was like, forget your promo. I'm taking it down. I deleted it, blocked him. I was like, I'm good. I'm done. I was like, I can't deal with this shit. I'm like, you're a grown ass man, dog. I'm like, I don't need this. I'm like, you're fucking with the wrong one. That's what I told him straight up.
What you gonna say, John?
No, I've never understood Supreme as a company. Like, I always thought it was. I always thought it was
That's
like
what John got out of that whole thing. I love that.
I always thought it was
there
a
was
fucking.
no benefit to the whole situation.
it was just, what's Supreme?
Supreme, yeah.
Tell me more about that.
I always thought it was like shit. You're not like a red bumper sticker that said Supreme, and then I
Yeah.
knew everything was overpriced. I'm just sitting here trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
Going,
they do a
your
collab
shirt
with
just-
everything. Didn't you see they did a collab with like the New York Post? They had like a special
Nah, I
paper in
didn't
there.
see.
So if you got that paper, it was like a special collector's edition.
it.
They did a collab with the Metro card. So anything that has Supreme on it becomes like triple the value.
It's
Like I remember
unbelievable
I
to
saw
me.
a hat. It just said Supreme on it.
yeah,
And it was just a regular hat.
It's just their logo. It's just a box.
I actually, it's weird that we're talking about Supreme because as I was driving to Jersey before, some dude had Supreme on the side of his car, like horizontal, kind of catty cornered across the back doors.
Yeah, so stupid.
I was like, are you the owner? Like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
I would never.
If
Why
you
is that
own
there?
Supreme, then you know what? All right.
Yeah,
Why
I
is that?
would-
Why
I
is
would
that
never do
there?
that. Fuck that.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
People.
It's. I mean, it's crazy to see how different brands just, I guess, over time finagle themselves. What's the other one?
Gymshark.
Oh God, the Gymshark's. We're gonna start on Gymshark.
Yeah, I don't even.
I
deal with Gymshark, so
Yeah,
I,
don't
I
get-
can't say
No,
much.
don't get to start on Gymshark.
But I get it. Trust me. It's,
course.
it's oversaturated.
Who was I thinking about? Oh God, the Cause, right? KAWS.
Oh yeah, the Cause dolls. The
Bro,
Cause
it
dolls.
was like $1,000 a doll.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
fucking doll.
Yeah, I first got introduced to Cause dolls because I didn't know what the fuck they were. I went to Kid Cudi's loft in the city because when I used to train him, I did a part-time gig. I was a driver because I was like, fuck it, I'll do.
And he trusts you too.
Yeah, why
so
not?
he's
So
not
yeah,
gonna fuck around.
So I went into his crib one day and I see his whole studio set up, and I see these two big fucking things next to each other. I'm like, what the fuck are these dolls?
yeah, like the half Mickey
Yeah,
Mouse
but he
type
was like,
dolls.
yeah, I'm like, what is this? He's like, it was a Cause doll. I'm like, oh, cool,
Do you know
cool.
you know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
I was Well, they kind of like these things, but different.
Really big.
Really, really big. So I was like, damn. One of them was really dope. I was like, damn, this is really dope. And I was like, how much does these things go for? He was like, oh, this one right here is 8,000. I'm like, 8,000.
These are them, John.
Jesus, I live under a rock.
Yeah.
But I knew that already.
I took a picture with a Cause doll in Tulum. Tulum, Pablo Escobar's old mansion. They actually have a Cause doll when you enter.
A big one?
Like a big one. You sit.
see-
You sit. Everybody posts it. Everybody takes a picture with
Have
it.
you seen the ones in Tokyo where it's like giant?
No, but actually, did you see the one that actually this dickhead took a picture with Mark Gingrich in Dallas?
No.
They have a fucking huge
That's
one.
what I think I'm talking about. I'm thinking about.
I think it's in Dallas. They
Bro,
have one.
Look at this fucking thing.
Right. Nah, the other one is maybe type in.
Is that real?
Yeah, type in
In the middle of the water?
Let me see.
Probably like an inflatable.
I don't even know. That shit is crazy. Type in
That one.
Yeah, type in Cause doll Texas. I can't even see this guy's fucking pages. I don't know if I can find him. Yo, Instagram changed. This shit is so fucking annoying.
Everything's changed.
Because now, if I want to see something and search, it's up here. It used to be down here. Now they put reels down here.
Yeah.
And then they put stores here, like a store bag. So now if I want to go back to my fucking likes and see who liked my post, I have to come up here.
There's a store down there? Oh,
Yeah, look.
he's got a more advanced version.
Yeah,
than me.
I never update, bud.
So I'm like, I was like, shit. I'm like, the fuck? Yeah, the other day I kept hitting the fucking store. I'm like, shit. I want to search. I'm like, I have to go.
Well, you
up
know
here.
what? That's why they put the store there.
Yeah, I was.
What's his-
So,
what's
That's exactly why they put the
what's
store
his-
there.
Smart.
What's
Smart.
his IG name?
Who? Mark
Yeah.
is Mark Gingrich.
G-I-N.
Yeah, is his full name. You're definitely not blocked. So if you scroll through his things, you'll see the big ass fucking Cause doll he took a picture with.
And things confuse me.
Actually, if you type in Tulum, let me see. Casa. What the fuck's this place called?
I don't care who you are, man. Some of these pages, not just his, I'm just saying in general, these modeling pages, it's like softcore porn. That's what it winds up being.
Yeah, that's what it all comes down to. That's what it all comes down to.
I feel like I'm gonna
Oh,
miss it.
see? Like here in Tulum and Pablo Escobar's old mansion, they converted to a hotel. They have like this Cause doll when you enter the hotel, so everybody takes a picture with it. Or
Damn.
Yo, I was one of the first ones out there. I'm not gonna front when they were still building this. I took the fucking Cause doll down and I put it on the floor if I could sit next to it and do the same shit. They got so mad at me
Oh,
at the
I'm
hotel.
sure.
That was fucking great.
What the fuck is he doing?
actually have
He's
a
a New
seat.
Yorker. Relax.
Yeah, I was like, I just want a picture. Did I
That the
put
one
it
in
back?
Texas? Is that the one in Texas?
Nah, it's different. It's different. Damn. I really wish I could
What's so
find it.
special about these dolls?
I don't even know what the fuck it is.
I'm just glad it's not just me. It just happened to me.
I really don't know what the fuck it is.
I don't understand either.
I really don't.
It's like Starbucks is marked up, but it's a good cup of coffee.
It became hype for no reason. I'm just trying to figure out what the hype is.
Is Starbucks a good cup of coffee?
It is a good cup of coffee.
Well, let's not start talking about coffee. I'm like a coffee connoisseur.
Well, I cut caffeine out a week ago, and I've been going. I'm not joking. Like, it's gonna sound like a douchey comment. I'm going through withdrawals. Like,
yeah, nah,
I have I've had severe anxiety the last couple of days, headaches.
I have like 3-4 cups of coffee a day.
That's usually what I have too. And I was drinking a fucking Rain. I was doing pre-workout before I trained.
Yeah, and I drink Rains. I drink a few energy drinks too.
I just have an Americano or two in my pre-workout.
So if you're, oh god, I'll tell you what though. My last piece of caffeine was the cold brew pumpkin cream.
It's fucking good, right?
It's really good.
Who made that?
Starbucks.
Cold brew pumpkin cream.
Yeah, really good.
I'm gonna try that shit tomorrow.
It's really good. But now, if you had to rate coffee, who's the go-to coffee for you? My man's gonna say my man's gonna say he has his own press and he's just back there with the beans.
My wife hates me because I have like 4 coffee machines at home. I have an espresso, I have a Ninja, I have a Keurig, and I have some regular shit. So the thing is, when I'm in a rush, is whatever's closer to me on the way. But I get so pissed because it's always inconsistency. So one day Dunkin' Donuts makes it good, then one day Dunkin' Donuts makes it like shit.
That's always the
I
problem.
feel like Dunkin' Donuts is always watered down.
Yeah, that's majority of the time is watered down. And then when I go to Starbucks, it's either too bitter or perfect. I'm like, yo, it's never consistent. So it's just like, I'd rather just make my own shit.
I have a Keurig you might like. I bought one of like the really high-end ones where it has a shot button on there and it has the latte foam thing on the side too.
Okay. Yeah, I love that's the one I have. It has like the little thing and it spins the...
It's got a frother.
The frother. It spins the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I make my Americanos at home.
Yeah,
So I'll
I
get
love
the espresso pods and I'll put 2 of those in with 6 ounces of nothing, so it's water.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
No, I love that. That new Keurig machine is actually really dope.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Damn, John, you bougie bitch, man, with your fucking...
I prefer the term basic.
Yeah, be nice. We're talking about coffee. That's like my love. I love fucking coffee. Damn, I should have brought some coffee for this fucking segment.
I mean, you should have. It just lifted it up.
I did ask you guys in the chat, but nobody responded to me. I was like, you guys want me to bring anything?
I shouldn't see
Food?
it.
Did
whatever?
you?
Yeah, double check. And I was like, damn, they
He's
don't
about
want
to
me
make us feel
I was
real
like, damn,
silly.
these motherfuckers don't want me to bring anything, huh?
Oh, yeah, I remember you said that the other day.
Wow, he did. Oh my God.
I was like, I'll bring liquor, whatever you guys want.
I mean,
We have
if you
enough
wanna
liquor.
drink, we got enough liquor. Nobody drinks when they're on our
I
show.
was like, damn.
We were the last 2 to drink in
We're
here.
the only two to ever drink something.
Yeah, everyone just keeps bringing us bottles, and we're like, okay.
It's all good. All good.
So talk to me. Dre started. I know we kind of touched on that. Dre started the.
So yeah, going back to that. Damn, I can't even find the fucking picture. But going back to the whole thing with Dre, I was doing, like I said, I started networking a lot to the industry. I started making my way with all the companies.
You're good. I'm just checking the camera.
Yeah. So once I started getting more involved with companies, I started. I'm like, you know what? The whole competing shit. I started getting sick of it because I kept placing top 3, whatever. I'm like, yo, I got to find a way to really make some money. So I was like, you know what? Let me start growing with a brand. I don't want to be just an athlete and just get the sponsorship. I was like, let me start working with a company and see how it goes. So then I started working with like certain companies, MHP, Pro Subs. At the time, there was a company called Gear. They disappeared. Whatever. So I started working with companies. I was like, listen, I want to get more involved. I want to actually work for the brand because I wanted to stay in fitness. But I was like, you know what? I don't want to compete long term. I got to figure out what I'm going to do after the whole thing. That's what a lot of these competitors don't understand. They think competing for a trophy. If you're not going to be one of the top pros like Andre, and you know you're not going to compete with the best of them, you got to start figuring out an alternative because them guys are going to be making money. Andre's winning shows. He's making money.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to get the endorsements. He's making money.
And even when he's done competing, being Andre, he's going to make the money.
Because at the end of the day, it's like Jay Cutler and all these guys. They're smart businessmen. They leverage their Olympia titles. They leverage whatever they did to build their brand. Flex Lewis, all these guys. Look, now Flex is like a partner in Arsenal and all this other stuff. Like Monster, he has a big deal with. So, like, you know, and they don't even have to compete as much. But, like, Jay Cutler was the guy I followed because I became cool with Victor and all this stuff. But then I looked at Jay Cutler. I was like, you know what? I started searching. I was like, what athlete has the most sponsors in this industry? I went to Jay Cutler's site. I saw his sponsors page. It was like 14 people.
So it's like a fucking Bible.
It's like a resume.
I was just like, you see Chic, BPI, this, that. I'm like, fuck, dude. So then that goes back to me when I started finagling my networking skills. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to pay for shit in this industry. I'm going to make sure I get all the right sponsors that are going to cover everything that I need. My flight, my shows. That's when I started being a little bit more aggressive with the sub companies. Like, yo, you gotta pay for my shows, my flight, my hotel. No problem, done. Because as long as, like Dre touched on this on the last thing, what do you give the company in order for them to give you? They have to get a return on investment.
Yeah.
So if they're not seeing no type of ROI and they just keep giving you shit, and your code is not making money, or you're not promoting it enough, or whatever it is, people don't understand. This is the question I get asked every day. Like, for example, I just signed with Dragon Farmer the other day.
I was waiting to mention that.
So
congratulations. That's amazing.
awesome,
Thank you. I wasn't really gonna do it. I really wasn't, because I was like, you know what? I'm done with this sponsorship shit. But this guy, the owner of Dragon Farmer, is really on another level. He's actually smart. He knows what he's doing. We've been talking for months. I didn't want to like really get involved like that. I just wanted to be there for Andre and whatever. But the guy was so cool. He was like, listen, we can make some dope content. He's all about content. I was like, damn, this guy is like the company you want to be with, because every company promises you so much. And they'd be like, yo, we're gonna do content, we're gonna do photo shoots, we're gonna do this, we're gonna fly you out to this, we're gonna do this show, we're gonna do all right, cool. But by the
ball.
by the end of the contract, you're like, damn, we still haven't done a photo shoot, at least like something. Or damn, the expo came by and you guys didn't even invite me to this expo. So it was like, I really don't fucking with this. So if you're not gonna give me something, I'm not gonna give you anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, that's one thing Greg, anybody could say about me. When I promote a brand, it's definitely a brand that I truly believe in. I'm not going to just promote shit for shits and giggles over my Instagram just because they pay me or whatever. But even Muscle Sport, I wasn't getting paid with Muscle Sport at the time. And I was learning. And then at the time, I was actually going to sign with GAT. And I went out to the Montanari's brothers gym to go.
Dodge the bullet.
Yeah, I'm glad, because I talk to those guys a lot too, actually, because the owner Charles hits me up a lot. He's like, yo, what does Andre want? What does this person want? What does Raymond want? What is it? And I don't know, they're like in their own fucking planet.
It's interesting. Yeah, they had very quick. They had offered me like they wanted me to be their main video guy.
Yeah.
And I respectfully declined. And my buddy Stevie D, he went and did it. And
man.
Yeah.
I already know. I already know. So going back to
just looking out from the outside in.
Yeah, going back to that story, I was gonna go sign with GAT, and then I told Greg, because Greg's been my guy from day one in this industry as well. So I took the drive. I met up with Sadiq. I met up with the guys from GAT. We were gonna work out together, do whatever, you know, to get acquainted. We did like a little GAT dinner. So then Greg hits me up. He's like, yo, Chris, don't sign that contract. Let me talk to Jason over here. Let me get you on Muscle Sport. Everything's gonna change. And Muscle Sport at the time wasn't really too appealing, because they had like the weird labels. It was just all weird and stuff. Greg's like, I'm changing everything. I'm redesigning stuff. You know, I really think you should wait and let me talk to Jay by Monday. Don't sign the contract, and I can make things happen over here at Muscle Sport. I was like, all right.
All right, I'll wait.
And then right away, I waited, and then they made me an athlete manager at Muscle Sport /athlete/coach, everything. So I was like, oh, fuck this. I told Gat, deuces, and I gave Greg the benefit of the doubt, because at the end of the day, like, me and Greg looked out for each other. So it was like, you know, I know he was going through his tough times when he was with Ryan Hughes, another guy that I was very close with in this industry, and I helped him around his way here in New York. And then I remember he was having some trouble with him, whatever. Like, I guess web work, whatever. I forgot the whole shit. I know he didn't like him for a little bit. Then they became boys again, whatever it was. So then I told him, help me. We'll get back at Ryan. I was like, just do my design, create my logo, whatever it is. Because I was like, yo, at the end of the day, like, I'm all about competition and bringing out the best in people. So then Greg helped me out a lot. So then I was like, I built him, because I brought him to John De La Rosa. He did a logo for John De La Rosa. He did stuff for certain companies. I brought him to the Bread Man. I was like, yo, I told Billy, I was like, yo, this is the guy right here, Greg. So I started plugging him here and there. So then once Greg got he got me the gig at Muscle Sport. Yeah. Right away, he was like, yeah, you're my bitch now. How you doing? I was like, oh, word, bro?
Oh, that's how it's going to be.
I was like, that's how it's going to be, dog? He was like, yeah, I got you here now. So
read the fine print. I get your salary.
I was like, all right, cool. That sounds great. He was like, yeah, so you have to answer to me. I was like, all right, dog. I need that. I was like, okay, no problem, Greg. No fucking problem, you piece of shit.
Greg was hitting us up in the private chat when he found out that he was coming on. He's like, yo, I'm just going to come through the door randomly in the middle of the podcast and just be like, yo, what's up?
Greg is a good guy.
Yeah, I'm happy I got linked up with him.
Yeah.
Ironically, you tried to link me up with him to do stuff for them.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work timing-wise because the shoot was going to be that day. And then I don't even know months later we wound up talking, and then we just became friendly.
But you see, you going back to how you said I just try to plug you with them.
1,000%.
I didn't know. I don't know him like from a hole in the wall, but I see his work. You could tell somebody's character through their work. So when somebody always asks me, like, Chris, do you have another videographer? Because I'm always gonna plug my guy CP.
Yeah, he's the homie.
You know,
that's your boy, man.
I helped them get a lot of equipment. So I was like, listen, I'm going to help you. You got to help me. I just need to build a
Listen, I'm always big. There's more than enough work for everybody.
Yeah, so exactly. So, you know, when my boy Adam hit me up, Kai Green's manager, he was like, yo, I need another videographer because, you know, Carlos can't make it all the time, whatever it is. And, you know, I'm like, yo, the only other guy I know in New York that's hot right now is Rizzo's. I'm like, I could plug you with him. He's like, yeah, send me his stuff. I'm like, all right. So every time I think of people,
always genuine too. It's not like a forced interaction. It's always genuine.
I'm never like, yo, you want a gig? I could get you Kai Green. What? When I tell people that, they're like, oh shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, to some people, that's good for their portfolio, whether you get paid or not. You know, it's always getting your foot in the door, and that's going back to the whole management thing. Once I got my foot in the door with Muscle Sport, that even gave me another title because that was one of my first official athlete manager titles for the supplement industry. Because I started as an athlete manager for Fuel Meals. I don't know if you guys remember Fuel Meals.
Yeah.
So that was Fuel Meals.
Was that on Long Island?
Nah, they were in Jersey.
That's right.
Fuel Meals started the whole prep game on the East Coast. Then that's when the prep game came out hard.
Yeah.
So then I left Fuel Meals after building them for like 2 years. I brought them everybody. They had Ashley Cowell, so Jason Poston. We built a sick team.
Stupid question. They were good? I never had them.
They were actually good in the beginning, but then
I ordered from them.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah, as any other company though, is like once you start seeing like everything's not freshly made and they start freezing shit, their homemade sauces becomes the fucking bucket of sauces that you randomly buy at Restaurant Depot, and then the whole calorie count. You know, it is what it is.
Calorie count's rough,
like
man. I look at that shit sometimes. I'm like,
Martins.
Yeah.
there's no way.
So, you know, that's what it comes down to. So I started being the athlete manager of the food companies, the supplement companies. Then Dre pulled me to the side because Dre and all his boys came to Muscle Sport because we was trying to build a team. So then Greg put me to the side and Jason was like, yo, who you really think is worth it? Like, we can't bring them all on. I was like, yo, I have a good feeling about this motherfucker, Andre. I just... You know, it's just, I guess this is just a Libra instinct because, you know, me and him are exactly alike. It's just, Andre's just louder. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I was like, you know what? I have a good feeling about this motherfucker. I was like, I think we should just focus on him and see what happens.
Listen, I fucks with his energy, man. He's just like super.
He's just on another level.
Yeah.
So that's why we vibe so well. My wife loves him. Everybody I know loves him. Like, I was like, if you're not real, you're not gonna love him. So I was like, if you take offense, like he says,
I was gonna say, Buendia didn't like him.
Yeah. yo, fuck Buendia.
I had to slide that in because I knew that would make him laugh.
Yeah, because
did you watch his stories the other day?
Yeah,
okay,
he ripped him. I don't know. Buendia is another one. Like, I love the guy, and I see he's trying to change, but it's just like he's another bipolar motherfucker, man.
I really don't mean to derail your story. I want you to get back to what you're saying.
No, of course.
But Wendy,
I love shit talking though. We got to throw in the shit talk. We got to. We got to.
A little bit.
We have to.
Is that when Kenji wakes up?
No, he's like
a little bit.
He's like licking himself.
Move your tail. Give our guests some room. Shit.
Nah, he's fine.
Move that big ass wolf out the way. So when I was at the Olympia with Flex, and we were at the winners dinner or whatever, he snuck me in.
Yeah.
And I'm there. I'm just standing there with him, and he goes, "Yo, go get Buendia. I want to get a picture with him." I'm like, okay. So I don't know Jeremy. I never met him before.
Yeah.
So I walk over, bro. My man was in some type of a heated. He's like, "Yo, if he's gonna say that, I'm gonna knock him the fuck out." I'm like, well, everyone looked at me, and I went, "Well, obviously, I walked in at the way wrong time."
Yeah,
However, Flex Lewis is asking for a picture, so I gotta get you. So he's like, I'm gonna take this picture and we're gonna deal with this. I was like, oh God. Didn't you just win? I was like, why are you so mad?
Yeah.
Enjoy that W, kid. Go do something.
Say cheese, motherfucker.
Yeah, something's wrong with that kid, man. Like,
so that's like my only interaction with him. I don't really like him, dislike him. Don't matter to me.
At the end of the day, like, he's out there in the West Coast. I'm not even paying no mind to him, but
It's a different world.
Yeah, it's a totally different atmosphere. It's a totally different world. But it's just like I don't know how some people could be so goddamn bipolar and the way his character is, but whatever. Anyway, but that was funny. Yo, shout out to Lucky Libra. Shout out to Andre Ferguson, putting him on the spot, putting him on Smash. Fuck Buendia. Anyway,
So you were saying Greg was saying asking you which one out of everybody was going to be great.
So I was like, yo, I like the Andre kid. I was like, I really, really do like Andre a lot. So we obviously we signed him again. Everybody starts somewhere. Like even Andre mentioned the other day, he was talking to somebody. You know, he started with Dark Sport for free. He started with Muscle Sport for free. You know, you got to start somewhere. That's where you got to get your foot in the door. So that's when I started taking the role of being involved with these companies a lot bigger than actually competing. So I was like, I'm pausing competing. I'm going to start building with the companies. So then push came to shove. We kept getting it. And then the companies started becoming greedy. They didn't want to pay enough. They didn't want to do this. They want to do that. So then Andre's like, yo, fuck that, bro. Yo, start your own shit. You have all the plugs. You have everybody in your phone. You could talk to anybody and you could just make the networking happen. Just start your own management. I was like, fuck it. He was like, yeah, you're going to start managing me. I'm like,
all right,
fuck it. I was like, how hard can that be? Managing Andre. You know
how hard can that be? Fast forward a couple years. Yo, did you get the Dunkaroo contract?
Yeah,
God damn it.
I know, right?
Dunkaroos, what?
But he plugs me a lot because he put me on with some more clients right now. He was like, yo, I want you to look out for these twins out here in the Virgin Islands and whatever. You know, they got a good thing. And I was actually on a call for the twins yesterday for Gymshark because Andre tells people the truth. Like, yo, Villa could fuck with them because he's already in with Gymshark. So, you know, he knows I could literally text anybody on my phone from any top, Phil Heath, Flex Lewis. If I want to get information, I'll text any of the top guys, or I just go straight to the sources of the companies. I have all the companies of the owners on my phone. You know, I don't like bragging about it. You see,
networking 101.
You see me. I'm very low key. I'm not on social media bragging like, haha, I'm chilling with the owner of
the Voice and Rizzles.
The Voice. You know, oh look, I'm chilling with the owner of BSM. We're on the yacht. You know, I have all these people on my phone. I don't have to tell people like, yo, I'm cool with Phil Heath. I'm cool with Kai Green. Yeah. Yo, I'm cool with Jay Cutler. At the end of the day, too, what I respect these guys the most, and I don't bother nobody, is they knew who I was. And I was like, I went to an expo one time. I was like, yo, I got to take a picture with Jay Cutler because he was my inspiration for having all the sponsors. Because at one point, I beat him. I had like 15 sponsors.
He was psyched.
Yeah, I was psyched. So then I was cool with Mark Anthony at the time. We're still cool, but we were like a lot tighter back then. I was like, yo, I got to meet Jay, bro. I got to get a picture of Mr. Cutler.
Yeah, Mark Anthony was his boy, man.
Tell me how Jay Cutler looks at me. He was like, Villa. I'm like,
yes.
I'm like, oh shit.
He's like, I heard you got number 15. Bullshit.
No. He looked at me. He was like, yo, you're Chris Villa. He was like, yeah. He was like, I follow you. I'm like, where, Jay? I'm like, you're like 19-time Mr. Olympia. Like, 19. I'm a peasant from New York that just trying to get his feet wet in the industry. He's like, nah, man, I see you. You working hard out there. You working hard. I'm like, yeah. Same thing. Flex Lewis, Hide Yamagishi, Kai Green, all these guys. They come up to me and they're like, yo, you're not pro? I'm like, nah. I thought you were pro. I'm like, nah. But like, you carry yourself like a pro. I see you putting in that work. I'm like, you guys notice me too? I'm like, oh shit, I got the big dogs notice me. Phil Heath comes up to me. He's like, yo, what's up, Chris? I'm like,
the fuck is happening?
I'm like, yo, this is not real.
I'm obviously doing something right.
I'm like, shit, yo, fuck that. I'm Mr. O of this shit now. You know what I mean?
Mr. O of marketing.
Yeah, there we go. I got my pro card in marketing and hustling 101, baby. I don't need that shit. You know what I mean? So, but going back to the whole story with Andre and whatever, I started managing him. One thing came to another. Then I started getting more information from companies because then companies hit him up. They're like, yo, you got to talk to my manager. So then now that gives me a new source. So then those companies ask me, who else do you manage? So I'm like, I got this guy, I got this guy, I got this girl. All right, cool. We'll look into them too. But our main focus is Andre right now, obviously. But I'm like, all right, cool. So, you know, I've been doing that for a few years now, and it's been working out well. You know, that's why I didn't want to kind of, going back to the whole Dragon Farmer signing the other day that I announced, I didn't kind of want to be involved with the company and then I'm managing so many like people because then I don't want it to be like, oh,
Like you're pushing them.
yeah, because then you know what is, people start thinking, they start hating, which I could give a fuck, but they're gonna be like, oh, Chris got in with Dragon Farmer because Andre's there, so he already got like, you know, like an easy way in.
Yeah, or they think all the athletes that you do manage,
Yeah.
all of them are going to be Dragon Farmer now.
Yeah,
You're not,
yeah.
or like a BSN plug.
Not for nothing, that I used to do that with the clients that I used to prep, because that's the thing. I like to look out for people, so I tell everybody, I'm like, listen, like for example, going back to the whole Dragon Farmer thing, this kid hits me up on Instagram. He's like, yo, Chris, how did you get involved with Dragon Farmer? Like, what do you do? Like, how do you get involved with companies like that? You know, the kid only has like 300 followers. But I'm like, listen, you got to start building your brand. You got to become an image. I became an image by everybody knowing me, going to expos, going to shows, I didn't even become an image through social media. I became an image through my clients. When I used to do a lot of transformation stuff, people used to tag me. People used to post me. People used to refer me. So that's how I built my following on social media. And then I started going to all the expos and stuff like that. I was like, I interacted with a lot of people. So they knew me as Villa, like, yo, that guy could post, that guy could promote, that guy knows what he's doing in this industry, and he knows all the right people. I never branded myself that. People gave me that. So that's why I tell everybody, I'm like, listen, you got to find yourself. Oh, so you're telling me I got to build a brand and I need to be a bigger following? I'm like, well.
Got to do something.
You first find who the fuck you are. Whoever you want to be as a brand, if you want to be Jason fucking fitness chef, then fine. Then be
you do you.
Yeah, do you. Do whatever you think is going to be a good niche, but you got to, like, Andre's the perfect example. He's probably the rawest and realest motherfucker in this industry that you've ever seen. So it's like, people gravitate to that. People like that shit, just how they used to gravitate to Rich Piana, C.T. Fletcher. Some people really like that raw and realness. So it's like, yo, I fuck with him. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people that nobody will fuck with because they're too quiet. You know, it's just like, oh, and then when you see them post, it's like, you don't really see them speak about it, talk about it, be about it. So I'm like, Andre eats shits, fucking talks about Dungaroos. You think if Dungaroo sees that, they're gonna be like, damn, this guy really likes our shit. You know what I mean? So it's like,
should we put him on the box?
Yeah.
Should we put him on that shit with the kangaroo?
Yeah. And then when you see like an influencer that never really speaks, never really talks about a product, all of a sudden they're forced to talk about it. They're not natural.
Ooh, it's rough.
It's just
I had to do videos for some of these people. It's rough.
This sanitizer is 70% alcohol.
Beast?
Yeah, I think it's good. Look, it has some aloe vera in it, vitamin E, and you can't go wrong with a beast. Like, you know,
I'm a beast.
Dre, somebody like Dre, you see him on his IG stories. Yeah, you know, I fuck with this. You know, this shit. You know, I get crazy pump. There's a lot of pumps in the industry, but this shit right here, this is like
Mr. Veins?
Yeah, you know what I mean? So you see how he says it. He still gives credit where credit's due because he's being real, but he's like, yo, this shit is different. You know what I mean? So then people are like, oh, shit, he's smoking a blunt while doing it, doing whatever the fuck he wants. I'm like, you know, people like that shit. That's why people like me, because I'm straight to the point. I'm like, listen, I don't have time to cut corners or play. What's up?
Yeah, what are we doing?
But having a personality.
What we want to do? Talk to me.
Yeah.
Oh, because I hate the whole little talk shit. Just, all right, so what's up? You hit me up. What's up?
Yeah.
Like, just tell me.
Let's get right to it.
Yeah. Oh, so what I was thinking, yeah. What are you thinking?
It's been sunny outside lately. How do I make money in the industry?
I hate the small talk. Everybody sees me. I'm like, what's up? Just talk to me. What do you want to do? Oh, you want to do that? Sounds good. Whatever.
So let me hit you with this. If you could give, and I have feelings to be directly linked up with what Andre had said. If you can give advice to how people can figure out making money in the industry, doing their thing, what would it be?
You gotta sell yourself. At the end of the day, is you as a person. It's kind of hard because everybody has such a different personality, and a lot of people are not go-getters or hustlers, so they don't understand that. So it's just like, I think the more natural you are, and the more that you show the character of you, people will accept that. So it's like, if you're trying to portray something that you're not, and obviously you can't give back to a company or anybody, they're not gonna understand that. Because I've seen a lot of shit in the industry that blew my mind. Like, for example, you know, I like people that are very outgoing, and they're very like, they have no care in the world, but they'll try. There was this kid one time, he caught my eye because I'm literally sitting at this was at Miami Nationals. He got his pro card. I haven't seen this kid ever since. This was like back in 2015, 16. He literally walked over to a table. I forgot what table. I think it was Animal. I don't remember. I was there because I was looking at one of my girls, and I literally overheard him walk over with his trophy to the table. He's like, "I'm a pro. Can you sign me?" I'm like, I just looked back. I was like, who the fuck is this kid saying it like that? I'm like, oh shit. I was like, that's a lot of balls. But I looked at the kid. I was like, yo, come over here, bro. I was like,
Was he a kid up here?
nah, he's from somewhere.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm 100% positive.
There was a fucking kid that used to go to Bev's that did some shit like that.
I didn't hear about it.
He even went to me when I don't mean to like.
Yeah.
He even went to me in the middle of a big Rami photo shoot. I'm not joking. This is like not even a joke.
Yeah.
He went, damn, I thought he'd be more impressive. I went, get the fuck away from me now. It's like, you know, he's not that much bigger than me. I'm like, oh, he is. Please go somewhere else.
Yeah. Like,
Take your shirt off.
Like you were saying, the balls.
Yeah, people, you know, at the end of the day, people have a lot of balls and a lot of heart, but it's their approach. You know what I mean? So it was like, I took the kid. I was like, yo, come over here, bro. I'm like, you really think that's gonna work? I literally get disgusted. I confront people, and people don't like that. So I'm like, listen, I'm not perfect, but I'm gonna tell you the deal about this industry. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna fly. And most likely the people at the table are not gonna know what the fuck to do because they're probably hired to just give you samples and shit like that.
They're not allowed to write you a $100,000 contract.
You really want? Yeah, I'm like, you really want to do this the right way? You either find out the company's email, whoever is the athlete manager, or when you go to a real expo, not a show where they have just tables set up, because usually the main people are never going to be at shows. They're going to send the athletes or whoever lives in that area. You back in the day, media kits. I had one. I'm like, that's when I told them years ago. I was like, you got to build a media kit, bro. I'm like, show what you could offer, show how many shows you did, whatever it is. What are you capable of? And then see if the company will accept you for that. Because, again, it goes to what Andre says. If you can't provide anything for the company, why the fuck should they even bother fucking with you? If they, why am I going to give you $300 a product in a month and you can't even make one sale? Or you can't even refer, you can't even post. So that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. I tell everybody just to be as real as you can, but be strategic at the same time, because you want to know how to promote this hand sanitizer. You want to know how to promote whatever that you guys want to promote, but you got to do it organically. You don't want to look like you're a seller. So it's like, that's why I tell people. I have a bunch of clients that tell me like, yo, you think you can get me a sponsorship with this or a plug with this? I'm like, no, we're going to get you the stuff that I think you could do good in and that will actually benefit you. Why are you going to promote this fucking headphones? Why are you going to promote this shit? Why are you going to promote this stupid massage stick and all this other stuff? Once you start promoting too many things, that actually loses interest from a company. Actually,
they just think you're a promotion jockey.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened with me one time when Aaron Singerman hit me up, and I was talking to Aaron, and he asked me about somebody, and then I showed him the profile. I was like, "You talking about this person?" And he was like, "Yeah, but never mind." I'm like, "What happened?" He was like, "Too many companies in his profile. That's way too much." I'm like, I looked at the profile. I was like, "Oh shit, I don't manage this kid no more." But he had like 10 different companies in his profile. He's like, yeah, if he's doing all that, he's not going to be focused on me. You know what I mean? So people don't understand that. They think the more they have, the better. That's why I learned too. I was at one point when I had like 15 sponsors, I realized that was actually too much. And then some of the sponsors, I didn't really promote that much. So I was just like, I don't need them. You know what I mean? I started learning how to finesse. I learned how to give an ROI to a company. I learned to show them why I deserve to be here. And that's it. Because if they're going to pay for your show, they're going to pay for this, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, they're going to come back to you. They're going to throw it back in your face. But like, listen, your sales are not what we thought. You know, even though companies really don't try to stress the whole sales shit, they really do. Because you know what it is? They have to get their money back some way or another. Or they want to make
for
at least
profit.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm not going to tell you guys, hey, you could do your radio show here. Don't worry about the rent. But we'll talk about it later on. At some point, you're going to have to give me something back because I'm letting you guys blow up now. So now it's like, how are you going to pay me back? I'm giving you a room.
You never referred to anybody in the building.
Yeah. So, did you tell people about this building? Did you tell them that we have other spaces and shit like that? You know what I mean? So even if it's this like some sort of effort, but there's people that are like, nah, I'm a competitor.
Sick.
Yeah.
Cool story, bro.
Sounds great. What else you do? Well, I just started. All right, so maybe
I work at GNC.
Yeah. Keep going at it a little bit longer, and then maybe come back and we could talk. You know what I mean? So exactly. Actually, yesterday, like on the Gymshark call I was on, the lady was like, "Listen, we don't start with sponsorships right off the back. It depends who the person is. So like these kids both have like 100,000 followers each. Very nice kids, very good. They have their own critique. They're blowing up on TikTok, the whole shit. So she was like, listen, we start with a gifting package. We let you pick like 20 things. And she said it herself. She's like, one thing I do like about Ginsberg, even though they're fucking everywhere, they don't have to sell because everybody has their shit. So if they get the right people to wear their stuff, those people don't have to put a code under their name because they're gonna like we're wearing Under Armour right now. They're gonna be like, oh shit, they already know that. Oh damn, everybody's wearing Under Armour. Everybody's wearing Gymshark. Everybody's wearing that. So they don't need to have their athletes put a code like, oh, let me see what you could do for me.
Yeah,
that company is $1 billion company. That those type of companies are not gonna care about you promoting, but they want to see your character. So the lady was like, let's do 90 days. Let's see what you guys could do. Let's see what kind of content you could do, working out, whatever in the gear, tagging us, doing whatever you do, just be natural and organic. So that's one thing I give them credit for. Even though they're very oversaturated, they try to be as organic as possible, but they want to see the type of personality you could do with their actual apparel on. So
being genuine.
That's what it is just being genuine because if the company's going to give you so much shit that they have to worry about the labor costs that they put into their products or whatever, their materials. They have to pay the whatever's like shipping fees and all this other shit. You know, they're going to be like, all right, I already lost $1,000 giving you shit. What am I getting back?
Yeah, where's this going?
You can't even do a good post. You know what I mean? So it's hard because, like, again, everybody has a different personality. But at the end of the day, is like how Andre said it, you got to show me why I need you. I don't need you. Unless you show me a good return on investment, then we could talk.
Love that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, what's the plans for the Juice Emporium? You're going to be expanding, becoming a juice mogul?
I actually got a lot of things in the pipeline.
I knew
boy.
he's been scheming. Look at him.
This pandemic slowed me down a little bit, but there's a few things going on that
You don't have to say everything.
Nah,
Keep things on the down low.
There's actually a few things I wish I could talk about, but I just signed an NDA, so
That's all right.
I can't.
That's for next year's visit. You come back on. You come back on the show and you talk about new stuff, new endeavors.
It's actually a lot of stuff that is not involving fitness and involving fitness. So it's like I'm trying to be like the jack of all trades. You know what I mean? So
fitness can't be a end all be all.
Exactly.
You gotta diversify.
Yep, exactly. That's why I tell everybody. That's why when I tell people I want to stay in fitness and I want to expand my horizons, whether I'm a personal trainer, whether I'm a coach, whether I'm an athlete for this company, whether I have a juice bar, whether I have a gym, I want to see how far I could take fitness into different categories to see how many sources of income I could get. I always tell everybody this, and this is an example of this pandemic. I tell people that you can't rely on one source of income. I have multiple. So if I'm not going to get from this one, I'm still getting from these three.
Yeah.
I'm still getting from this other one. So when I tell people that, they're like, yo, that's the realest shit I've ever heard. I'm like, yo, it's the truth. You got to hustle. If you're in New York, you got to hustle. I don't want to hear it. That's why I get so antsy when I go to Florida, when I go to all these places. Everybody's so like,
Yeah.
so you want to go to the beach? All right, we'll go to the gym first and then maybe grab something to eat. I'm like, the fuck is going on over here? And everybody's so fucking happy. I'm like, yo, you haven't been to New York, so you wouldn't survive.
Well, how many people are from here that bitch about it? I'm just like, yeah, okay. Listen, there's a lot of pieces of New York that sucks, but you really gonna be happy in Florida? Really gonna be happy in California?
I know so many people.
Those are nice vacation spots.
I know so many people like, oh, if I go to Florida, I make the same money I make here. I'm gonna be fucking balling.
You're not going to.
Yeah, but you won't.
Yeah, you're not. Because you're gonna be bored out your fucking mind, and you're gonna try to figure out what you're gonna do. Because it's just a slow pace. It's such a different atmosphere. If my parents live in Florida, I hate going, but I have to go because of my parents. I get bored. I can't stay more
You
than
want
a
to fly
week.
them up here. Just
I tell my mom, like, Mom, I'm not staying here for more than 2 weeks. You know, I'm gonna lose it. I feel like I'm missing out over here in New York because I'm always on the go. You know what I mean? So, you know, going back to everything with my future, I have a lot of things planned for because I like to be busy. I'm up at 5 a.m., sometimes 4 a.m., doing what I got to do, multitasking, going here, going there. You know, so there's a lot of things, and plus this whole thing with Dragon Farmer. Shout out to Dragon Farmer. Shout out to Wally. Shout out to all those guys. The plug. I actually came up with a corny joke the other day. I was like, "Yo, a lot of the plugs need me, so I'm gonna call myself the outlet."
Okay,
There
there you go.
Technically, the plugs need me. 'Cause I got a lot of plugs, and they all hit me up.
Just put the quotations
Yeah.
in your bio now. The outlet. People are like, "What the fuck is he talking
What the
about?"
fuck is the outlet, yo? What the fuck is that? Like
Damn, he must know something.
That's a superhero name and shit. But with the whole Dragon Farmer signing, real quick to end this on a good note. I wasn't thinking about competing next year. I want to start a family, so like me and my wife been trying so before we could have a kid, whatever. Like I said, I didn't want to deal with anything dealing with like being a sponsored athlete and all that stuff. But like I said, I kept a good communication with the owner of the company. We kept talking back and forth, and I noticed he loved content. So he came back at me, and he was like, "Listen, I think maybe we should do something different." I'm like, "What do you mean? Talk to me." He's like, "Yeah, I think we should do. If you're gonna compete again next year, which will be a full decade of me actually being on stage, because I'm going to end my career next year. Whether I'm pro or not, I'm just ending it. If I turn pro, great.
If you don't,
If I turn close to pro, so be it. That was the story of my life. I got top three times. I just missed my pro card. I did those 2 shows in 2018 where I went to Dominican Republic. I went to Bahamas. I went to the overall, missed my pro card. So I was like, you know what? Now that I'm masters too, I have multiple opportunities to try to get this pro card. Because technically, this stupid fucking card is the last thing I need in my fitness career. That's all I need. Because I had everything before anybody. I had pros always bother me. Yo, Chris, how can I do this? Oh, word? I thought you didn't need me.
Yeah,
I thought
you were good.
I thought, oh, Chris is not a pro. Yeah, but I'm a pro hustler. So I'll tell you that right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a whole documentary of me as a businessman, not like an Andre Ferguson. Like Andre's an athlete.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm far from an athlete anymore. So now they want to see like how does a businessman handle clients, business, doing this, doing that, wife,
Puppies.
new home, puppies, everything. Can't forget the puppies.
Can't forget
Of
the
course.
puppies.
My man's bored down there. He's like, yo, get the fuck out of here. trying to go for a walk. But so he was like, yeah, we could do some really, really dope content. We'll just capture everything to your return and the end. I was like,
that's
ooh.
cool.
I was like, ooh, I like that. That shit.
Yeah.
I felt like I was hearing some karate movie. That sounds like some karate movie, some Bruce Lee shit. That return in the end. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, I like that. So we'll do like a little documentary on the road to my show, showing people like how I get ready for a show and how I can manage everything and actually have time to do a workout for an hour, do cardio for 30 minutes, eat my meals, do everything from that perspective. And, you never really seen anything like that. I think the only thing that could come close to that is like if you guys follow Christian Guzman.
Back in the day.
He's a big YouTube guy, but he juggles a ton of shit too. So it's kind of going to be in that aspect, but from like, New York style.
Cool.
The hustler style. Like it's going to be like a hustler ambition, like whole story, and it's going to be cool. Like the way how he floated, the way how he worded, I kind of like where it was going. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do one more year with a company and then just end my career like that way on a good note, whether I'm pro or not, and just go out with a bang, you know what I mean? But I kind of really, really looking forward to that documentary because it's going to be from like when I fucking get up, when I pee, when I take a shit, everything. Because you see all these things. You've done many videos. You've seen all this stuff.
You got your first fangirl right there.
Yeah, there he is. He's so excited.
So I guess he says he wants to be part of the documentary.
Yes.
That's what it comes down to. You do? All right, so he's a part of the documentary.
Okay, I'll bring him through.
There you go.
Part of the documentary. Cool.
Yeah, as your future Puff's dad. That's what
Yeah. So that's what I like about that whole shit, because I think it's just a different aspect. You see all the athletes, you see all the bodybuilders. They always do the simple, the basic videos. I get up, I eat the egg whites. I'm gonna go to the gym now. Work out.
Boring.
Breaking news.
But people don't see the excitement, because I get that question a lot every day, and I get so many people ask me to mentor them, do this, do that. Now I'm gonna show people like how I juggle the real world and fitness and this, because everybody has that excuse. Everybody always has excuses. I don't have time. I don't do this. I don't do that. All All right, really? I'm about to show you how it's done.
Yeah,
then,
I'm going to show you
because-
how I juggle
I'm gonna show you how a
everything.
New Yorker does it.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you how we're always on the go. We're always boom, 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 boom. I don't have time. Like, if I have time to sit like this, man, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
It really is.
Well, that's why we're doing it,
Bro,
Yeah.
6:30 at night on a
That's
Friday.
it.
I was coming here like, shit, I'm gonna be fucking 4 minutes late according to my GPS. I'm like, damn, I gotta do these fucking programs. I gotta fucking do this. I'm over here thinking of how I'm gonna do everything once I'm out of here. I'm like, shit, I got a lot of shit to do. What the fuck? I'm always thinking about what the fuck I have to do next. And that's what people don't understand. When you have that New York mentality, there's always something going on. So it's like, I can't be a laid back person. I lose my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Even throughout
No
the whole
fun.
pandemic, my wife was like at home every day. Finally, it hit her. Like, yo, I can't. My wife's a worker too.
Can't do it anymore.
She works. I'm like, and she's like, man, I'm about to leave the house with you. I'm like, shit, come, let's go. Fuck it.
Go. I don't know where we're going, but let's
Yeah,
go.
we're going to do something.
Let's
you
be
know,
out.
at the end of the day.
That's
so
like a vacation for me. I want to go somewhere and explore the culture. I don't
Yeah.
want to lay on a beach for a fucking week.
yeah,
That'd be crazy.
yeah. I can't even do a vacation, bro.
Yeah.
My vacations. I'm gonna sit in the sun. Shit. Let me call this client right now.
You're doing your work in another location.
Fuck, what did this athlete do now? Yo, what happened? Damn, all right, cool, no problem. Andre smoking weed on, okay, cool. You know
Tell me something I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, shit, yo, no matter what, I'm always working. I could be on vacation. I feel bad for my wife or whatever. 3-4 days is probably the max we could do a vacation.
how I
Because it's
am.
just
Yeah.
like,
Feel that.
I got to be right away back. You know what I mean? If I get a short trip, come right back, then I'm like, fuck, I'm way behind.
Yeah, my last vacation was Spain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was with
But-
Dorian.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, I was
That's really dope.
taking his DY hit certification course one-on-one with him for a week.
Oh, that's sick.
So to call it a vacation, I was training with the motherfucker 4 days in a row.
He's getting murdered out there. Yeah, so some
that's-
epic shit.
Damn.
We've gone over it a lot in the podcast. I'll tell you afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with it.
How
I'm
can
with it.
talk to me? How can people find you if they want to get some management? They want to just in
Man,
general plug yourself. Plug
everybody-
yourself now.
Everybody knows how to find me.
Talk to us
Come on
again.
now,
Come
son.
on, we got to do the end
Let me see how
plug.
good balance this.
We're gonna get a hat.
Everybody
We're gonna
knows
plug
how
a
to
hat.
find me, dog. Instagram. I'm the one that started social media. I'm the social media guru. I may not have the followers, but that's because it's my fault. Because again, at the end of the day, I helped a lot of other brands build themselves, and then I set back myself. That's why I got CP a few years ago. I was like, fuck that. I'm gonna reinvest into myself.
Have to.
Because I'm like, shit, I could have been at 1 million followers by now. But the followers don't mean nothing at the end of the day. But going back to that, you can find me at Chris M. Villa. You can find me at official Chris Villa.
Hey now.
Yeah, I have multiple Instagrams. So you have Villa Management LLC if you want to talk to me about business. I have my my prep pages. I have Villa Vixens, my little bikini girls. Then I have I Am Team Villa. So there's multiple. If you want a juice,
Juice bar. I was about to say, we got to plug the juice bar.
at VIP LIC.
There you
So,
go.
oh, can't forget my wife's family. Yo, shout out to Complex NYC. You want a real gym? You come holler at me in Astoria.
Hey.
Yeah, there
That's
we
it.
go. But I got to give a few shout outs. My boy's been dying for a shout out. Yo, shout out to Mr. Monopoly, my boy, one of my best friends that brings me coffee every fucking morning, Michael Pastilli. I call him Mr. Monopoly because
He actually hit me up on IG. Seems
Yeah.
like a dope dude.
Yeah, he really that's why he told me. He was like, I better get a fucking shout out. I'm like, for what, bro? You know, what? for being one of my best friends? Like, come on, dog. But he told me, he was like, yo, I'm really feeling that Nicky Rizzle's work. I'm like, yeah, because I had CP do his 4th of July party.
Dope.
He's a little guapped up. He has money. He lives in town over there and
Cool.
a fucking, but he works hard. He's a very hardworking friend of mine, and he's very motivating. So that's the thing too. You always want to surround yourself with the right people.
Yeah, man.
And me and him clicked. He hit me up to train him. We ended up becoming best friends.
It's awesome.
Like his wife just laughs at it. He's like, you're supposed to be trainer and client. You guys are like fucking best friends every fucking day now. So it's great. You never know what opportunities are out there or what people you meet. You know what I mean? So like all my friends, my whole circle is everybody's business minded. All my friends that own restaurants, real estate. So I'm learning everything, not only fitness, but I'm learning business from a different perspective. So then I was like, shit, I could take this fucking guy's style and bring it to fitness. I'll fucking kill it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I think that's it.
Mr.
Right?
Monopoly.
Yo, shout out to Mr. Monopoly. I call him Mr. Monopoly. I came up with that name because he has like 300 properties, but he has like every property on the board. I call it.
That's
so,
fire. That's awesome.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
So good dude. That's pretty much it, man. I don't know what else you want to end this with, but
I'll tell you.
I think we'll come back on episode 100. I think episode 100. You let me know,
every
guys.
50. Every 50.
I'm down for the next 50.
By then you'll be the superstar. Like
We're
the real
gonna have to
superstar.
book you ahead of time for that.
Nah, yeah, I might be on Jeff Bezos level. So
That's what I'm saying. We can't. You know. I
might
don't know if we'll be
ha-
able to afford him.
Yeah, no.
Nah, I'll come through, bro. I always come back to the hood, as they say. Never forget where you came from.
Vice versa, man. That's
That's it,
fucking
baby.
awesome. On that note, I'm gonna have John kick this outro.
So I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in this week's episode of Voice.
And Rizzle's joined by none other than.
Yo, Mr. Villa, baby.
Let's go. Peace.
Later, guys.